We're in the pocket.
Clocked in.
Guys, this is a serious podcast.
I know, what the fuck? I'm not ready, bro.
What do you mean?
I'm not ready.
It's alright. Do a little Sharpay. There's no way you're gonna get a tornado right now.
Bro, it's chooching.
You saw those two. You saw those two. Are you?
This is obscene.
Oh my god,
you fuck.
What a disgusting act of
You
humanity.
fuck. Rubber Soul, bro?
Rubber fucking record. I know.
damn! So sorry.
Damn.
It was a joke. I wonder if that's all in there.
Committed to the bit.
Oh, that's gonna be in there. Welcome to episode 16 of...
Is
The
it
Elevated
16? I
Times.
thought this was 17.
No,
This
this
is-
is 16.
Elevated 316.
Boyka boyka.
You can thump your Bible. Blah, blah, blah. Austin 316 says, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Can we talk about the fucking our fire ass group chat that we got going on TikTok?
Yeah, we do.
With video, dude, tell me you guys, please. 'Cause I know you suck at watch videos.
Yeah, I
don't
do.
even lie.
I watch shit.
Dude, I know
Good
you
job.
do.
I do.
Dude, the
I'm trying to
guy who's fucking roughing his hands up.
Yo, when we started
He's
that guy.
breaking bats over his shins. What a fucking dog! Everybody in the comments, like, he literally doesn't get a lot of views sometimes. But they're just like those people, like, I've been here since day one, bro.
Dude, I've seen...
What is the end goal?
Do you guys ever see Beef Bone Mania?
I don't know.
It's like this big ass dude on TikTok, and he's like kind of goofy.
Wait.
He wears like a fucking like a welder's cap, and he like picks up crazy amounts of weight with a chain.
Oh, yes,
tied to,
yes,
like, a
yes.
mower. He's like,
Oh.
through the power of Jesus Christ. This is, I don't know why I'm holding it.
Yeah,
This is Beef Bone Mania.
Yeah, dude,
Like,
I'm gonna move the pillow for you.
I had. I need some.
When I'm gaming...
I mean, fucking.
Give him a water
What the
bottle.
fuck?
He loves
What the
drinking
fuck?
the
No, because I crinked the bottle, dude, and it's fucking.
Wait, I need to go back to this motherfucker who's toughening his
I
hand.
know.
Because you're gonna notice it next time you see this fucking video. He favors one hand. He sprays it on both, right? But he's constantly doing this.
Don't
and
know.
he's like...
I'm addicted. Yeah.
No, you can't say you're toughening both your hands and only rub one hand completely.
I'm addicted.
He's always missing part of his other
I'm
hand.
addicted to that rough sound that he makes though in the mic. Like it's like. He's like, yeah, this is for dog paws.
A
but
noise.
you can use it for humans.
Dang.
Yeah, dude, isn't that wild?
He ends every episode striking matches with his knuckles
Yeah.
and shit.
There's been a couple like sciencey people in the comments being like, that can't happen. Like, it won't match.
January fucking whatever. TikTok's gonna be gone, dude.
Dude, we gonna be gone with these drones
I
flying
know.
around.
Yo, yeah.
That's a
hold on.
crazy segue.
It's just a crazy segue.
Fuck
But
TikTok.
please enlighten us, because I need to hear more about what you saw.
Yeah, so you guys can like, I'm sure you, if you have a pulse, you've seen like the backstory of the drones and everything. So like, we're just gonna acknowledge that those drones, the Pentagon said, like, we're not gonna confirm that they're military. We're not gonna confirm that they're foreign. We don't know what the fuck's going on. So I was on my way over here. Marty had just pulled up, and I was like, "Yo, guys, come outside." And they're like, "I can't see shit." When I was coming off the highway, I was looking down the other highway that like it crosses, and I saw like a cluster of lights, and then they went boom, 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 like equal distance apart, just fucking posted over the highway.
So was it a cluster of single lights, or was it small clusters of lights with like multiple like...
Single light, single light, single light. They're posted, and then they like just slowly spread out. Like I didn't even notice they were moving at first, and then they're just like womp, womp. And then so like I was like debating, like, do I call them and tell them to go outside, or do I pull over and record? So I'm on the phone to them. I'm like 3 seconds away from Sean's house.
I don't answer.
So I'm like,
first.
come outside. And we go up there, fucking gone. Complete shotch move on my part. We saw one light. It could have been an airplane, but it did look like it was posted in one place for a minute, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
Disappeared.
It you could assume it may have just floated out over the tree line, or maybe it just like dipped out.
Yeah. What's funny too is you pulled up, like I missed the call, and like we're scrambling in the front yard. I'm like, I gotta get my jacket, like I gotta lock the door, and then you have to go get your keys because we have to take a car that we can all fit in.
Ryan's like, hop in my car.
Yeah.
The backseat's full of shit.
Zooming
He's like,
down the road.
I don't know why.
I had all
said
my
that.
work shit in my car.
But yeah, we didn't see nothing.
No.
Well, we didn't. We can't.
Well, you saw the
confirm.
one light.
Yeah,
I don't know if that was it though. That didn't
Well, 'cause-
look like what. That looked like it could have been a helicopter.
Were the
or
lights you
something.
saw the first time flashing red,
No,
like
they were
white
only
and red?
one color, one
Yeah,
like,
see, that
white
was
light, not
white and then
flashing.
red, white and then red. So I think that was just a plane.
Yeah,
Who knows
I
what
think
the
so, too.
fuck's going on? I don't trust it. I don't trust the government. I don't trust society, unfortunately. That's where it is.
That's how you feel that way, man.
I think
It
my instinct is that like the Pentagon saying like we don't know because like they're legit could be black testing that's like over a certain security clearance. So, like there's a possibility where it's an actual like condoned black test that like only a few people know about, and that's why they're like, yeah, we don't know what these are because they don't know. I'm the biggest like hard on for a conspiracy, but I do consider that to be a possibility too. I think it could just be testing.
Has anyone checked like the drone subreddit? Maybe drone fanatics are just like playing a huge joke. Like, yo, just start flying drones everywhere.
I think that could be part of it.
Like,
too.
there definitely could be people
These
just
aren't
like, I'm gonna put my drones out.
These aren't like normalized drones.
No, but you
These
think
doesn't
there's
seem
definitely gonna be a spike of people just flying drones around and
Well,
people freaking
here's
out.
my conspiracy. How does one said transition in society when you say they come up with, they're like, oh shit, we actually might have something here where we can have like a sky highway or something. Like, how does that just snap and happen?
Skyway?
You know, but something.
Yeah.
But like, say they have that and it's already on the back burner and they want to launch it, but they don't know how like society's going to react to it and how they slowly release it. Like, what if that's what was going on? Like, they're doing a bunch of testing to like make sure things are all set and ready, and like, then there's like this huge announcement, just like, this sounds so stupid.
They, like,
No,
You're
on
flying
because drones right now are already a way bigger part of everyday life than people realize. Like the average police department now, like it's not like only big cities that have it. Like almost like everywhere, or like not almost everywhere, but like a lot of like just regular fucking police departments have drones and shit.
Which
like,
really shows how taxes being spent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, other like Walmart has started drone delivery. There was a 72-year-old guy that shot at it, and he's fucked because drones all have like an FAA like regulation, so it like turned it into like a federal crime.
And he was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out with the cop at first. He's
Well,
like,
he didn't think he did anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like, he thought the cop was gonna be like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Because that guy was being
Yeah.
previously stalked by one of his neighbors with drones,
Yeah.
and it was like he called 911. He's like, yo, man. So he thought it was just his neighbor who was told like you're not allowed to fly over his house.
Yeah.
So he thought it was like an op. But it was just
It is wild how easily you can go and obtain a drone with a camera that connects to your phone and just start
$100
flying
on Amazon. You can get like a shitty
Even
one, but it will
cheaper
still
than
like do
fucking
what you
Walmart.
need it to do.
Yeah, I was scared.
But they
So,
like
like-
recreational ones all have like a FAA link, so if like they're gonna be able to tell who's just flying a drone just to get in on the hype, and then which ones they just have no link to. So
The fucking people who capitalize on getting good at flying drones, dude.
I wish I
yeah.
could.
The money that
Dude,
these guys
right?
make, dude, like if they do like sporting event, you know how you see all the time they like fly a drone through the whole like
Yeah, when
crowd
there's
area.
nothing else on ESPN too.
Dude,
It's
yeah.
like drone racing.
Fuck yeah, it's kinda sick.
But even job sites, like construction sites, they use those to
Right.
fly through. They use it to get like aerial pictures and everything.
Oh yeah, you can
It's
go through the whole
insane.
house super quick with a drone and just
Yeah,
capture
real
it all.
estate. So
Real
yeah,
If you got wicked good at flying drones early on, made like a company with it, like people are probably laughing. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
But that's what it's all about. You gotta hop on the thing before it blows up, you know?
and you're
another
just chilling, just like someone will get like the crazy like things out, where they just like see it. That's insane.
people who got good at using AI earlier like that too, like the people who like really just started fucking around with it like right when it became like accessible, like they basically created a thing out of nowhere called prompt engineers that just know the right things to say to AI to get it to do like, because sometimes like want it to do something and it's like not getting it, but these people like have spent so much time fucking with it, they know what to like what triggers what outcome, so they're getting paid like bank to like engineer AI prompts for like corporations. Like it's all you had to do was just fuck around with ChatGPT right when it dropped.
Yeah, crypto, you know, everyone, you know.
Yeah, that's so funny. I heard you talking last week.
I was talking mad
About our
shit.
buddy who messaged us. No, you're good.
You jumped on crypto early, maybe you make bank right now, you never know.
Yeah, it's a little.
Hot too.
I'm a little jaded to it.
Yeah.
I wish I bought some of that.
I want
Hot
to
to
party
a
with
coin.
Sam Bankman-Fried.
Sam Bankman-Fried.
He was like the original crypto bro that like got like in trouble for fraud. He was that like remember that like nerdy dude that was like doing meth and like banging like they were in like a polycule. They were literally like
I
in the
did not know
Bahamas
this.
just like cranked out banging and like ripping people off with crypto. He's like the biggest geek in the
Yeah,
world.
what? How did I
I
know
want to
this?
hang out with that dude. It would be
Yeah,
so
my
fun.
God.
I don't shit about crypto, so.
I
Yeah,
don't
he
do
had a
that.
lot of like famously like awkward interviews where he's just playing like a game on his computer while he's talking to like the news.
I do remember when people were like spending insane money on like these like drawing things or whatever.
Oh, the NFTs.
The NFTs.
yeah,
there you
yeah.
go. Yeah, I was just like, what the hell even is
I
this?
still hear about it every once in a while.
Like, I'm gonna draw an NFT.
Crazy, dude.
But yeah, how's you guys' week been? You know, Martin, welcome back.
Yes,
you know? How was your first week of work?
Oh, dude, it sucks. Yeah, that's all right. It wasn't too bad, honestly. You know, just back to the grind.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you off the pod, like it literally having time off, and then right when you go back to something you're already doing before that, feels like you never had any time off. I don't care if it's a week, a month, a fucking year. When you're back into it that first week, you're just like, it's like I never left.
Yep.
Like this shit sucks.
That battery is never recharged.
Yeah.
Like, once you enter the workforce, like no amount of vacation or anything makes it feel like, yeah,
You're
I'm
never
well
happy
rested.
again.
Like no one comes back from vacation like that. They're just like, oh, like I need coffee.
Yeah, I know they touched on it a little bit, but I got injured at work. I snapped 2 ligaments and like shattered a bone or whatever, and I had to get like an FCE. I fucking suck with medical shit. Some certain surgery, but she had to do like a bunch of shit. They had my wrist all cut open. Dude, I remember waking up out of the hospital. Like I've never been put under for surgery or anything.
Yeah.
Other than that, I posted the snap story, which I never do accidentally. Of me just going, I have it somewhere, but I'm all like casted up. And I just like wake up, and a nurse like hears me wake up. She comes in, she's like, "You in pain?" I'm like, "So much pain." They have like the button thing, so they gave me like a drop of, I'm pretty sure like fentanyl. Man, I'm still up. Dude, and I just was like, oh. And then she came in and she was like, "You still feeling it?" I'm like, "I'm in so much pain, I need more." Of something. So she gave me like something else.
Of course.
My sister picked me up. I'm just like all loopy the whole day. Like barely even remember the second half of the day. I remember waking up in the hospital with mad pain. My sister picked me up and I was just driving recklessly. Just like, sorry. I'm like,
Didn't
"All
you
right,
smoke
okay."
cig even though you weren't supposed to be smoking?
Yeah, like the whole way under the bus. Yeah, ripped a butt right after the surgery. Didn't give a fuck. I'm like, shit was wild. But yeah, it was a lengthy recovery, and I'm finally back to work. And I'm happy to be back at work. It's healthy. It's good. I just fucking, my line of work sucks sometimes. Like, a lot of people in there are pretty fucking like, come on, bro.
Bro's back in the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. You know, glad you're doing good. The wrist is fine. Back at work. All that good shit.
Cyborg, bro.
Ryan, I mean, anything crazy with you? Oh yeah, you teased something with us earlier.
Yeah, today I shit my pants.
Oh my god.
And when I was on the phone
That's a
with
crazy
my
story.
wife when it happened, and she's like, "You better not fucking talk about it on the podcast." And I was like, "Yeah, I won't. No, I definitely wouldn't do that. That's not like something I would do at all." She's like, "Good, that'd be so embarrassing." So yeah, today I worked like a fucking dog, man, which was cool. It was actually a pretty solid day at work, but it was a long ass day, and I didn't have time to grab a bite or anything. So I like unloaded my work truck, fucking was heading here, and I was like, I need to grab some food. I've been trying to like not eat like a garbage pile lately.
Right.
I know I'm not making a great case for myself because I fucking got Taco Bell on my way to the last pod. So
Valid.
whatever. I get fucking McDonald's today, and I'm on the phone to Rachel because we're both heading to the house at the same time, and I thought I'm letting a little toot go.
Shit
And,
happens.
Yeah, shit happens. And I'm like, "Hey, guess what just happened to me?" And she's like, I don't know, just nonsense.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Nah, I shit my pants." She's like, "Oh, come on." So it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but
Listen,
It's never good.
what's crazy is like it was so quick.
yeah, that was my sign. Though, like, bro, you are almost there. You cannot be getting McDonald's.
What was the order again?
I just got a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Big Mac, Diet Coke. I'm a
Dude.
fucking gentleman. I do feel a little bit weird that I brought it up.
No, it's okay. I can remember one time, just like showered all nice, dude, and like went outside to go smoke a cigarette and had a coffee, and for some reason, like just a mixture in the moment, and I just was like, oh, like crazy stomach noises, and then I let one loose. I was like, I think I just fucking like straight watery shit in my pants, dude. Just all fresh and clean. Yeah, it was bad. I had to like
We've all been
reset
there.
the whole
Listen.
day. I was like, I've been late to work for shit, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I've literally fucking waking up early, just like cruising down the highway, and like had to skip my shit because I'm running late. I'm like, I'm like, I can't do it, bro.
I'd like to just mention, and then I'm fine with if you guys want to elaborate on the topic, but I said my piece. I do want to point out that I took like a godly shower when I got back. And it wasn't bad anyways, but I cleaned myself before I came in.
I'm glad you did.
He's just sitting here. He's
You
like,
gotta
this
defend
just,
yourself.
this just happened.
I know I have a look to me.
I shit my pants.
Yeah.
I saw some drones. I shit my pants again.
I know I've got a certain vibe going on. So I just figured I'd
No,
set the record straight.
Listen, man.
Hey, it happens, man. I think more people should talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're like over 50, I don't want to hear it. But like, you know, us young people starting to learn about it now, like,
I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna make
New
better.
Year's
Better
choices
digestive
when I need a
health.
quick bite.
Yeah,
we-
I feel you.
It's crazy that like your digestive is like they've just more recently seen the link with your brain and like how your mood is.
Gut health.
Yeah, gut health shit. Which is huge. I think like I was for a while, and I would like to get back into it. I was waiting 30 solid minutes after eating anything to have a cold drink. All my fucking oh, I'm dead. It's like, what?
You fucking nerd.
No. I'll jump right in.
I always wait 30 minutes.
No, when I was, dude, I felt such a difference because I'd get like heartburn all the time, my stomach or gassy.
Dude, don't
I
get me
sound like
started.
a fucking commercial right now, but no, it really was helping because all my life always had a cold drink with every meal. And come to find out, that's not even that good for you. Like you should be having like a nice hot tea with your meal.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And
Yeah, hot drink.
I'd be
I
cracking
did
like a
like this.
Coca-Cola frozen one, just getting that like, dude,
Yeah.
drones.
We just did a quick drone watch outside. See if we saw nothing. We
Nice
saw
to do a
nothing.
quick patrol.
Yeah, fuck it. It's just crazy, bro. What the fuck is even going on? And then, so, it's funny enough, we watched 2001 Space Odyssey. Excuse
Yes, that's what we watched this week.
me. And dude, just, it's been one of those ones that just always slipped through. I've heard of it. Didn't care much to see it. Sometimes I'm, like, less interested if I see a movie like real old, because I'm like, I don't know what's going on with that. 1968, though, in this movie, and it's insane. I mean, I don't even know where to begin.
That shit was absolutely bananas.
I think it's crazy that none of us had seen it, actually.
Yeah.
Like, we all are going in blind, pretty much. Like, I knew occasional references. I'd be like, oh, I think that's from Space Odyssey. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there was certain
The
things.
monolith and shit.
I didn't, like, the whole scene where he's floating in space in the red room and, like, the thing's talking to him, never connected that that was a reference to that. But,
Yeah.
yeah, God, dude. I have so many notes. I watched it with Martin.
Yeah. Well, the first half.
The first half. He fell asleep.
Yeah.
But we watched it. Oh, we never even told him how it ended, pretty much.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Let's just dive into talking about it and I'll put the blocks together.
Do you have any notes you want to start? I mean, I think right off the start, how it was like almost 6 minutes straight of black screen and just music. Like the use of sound and silence, master level.
Yeah, it
like,
was.
I was locked in from the start.
Dude,
I thought my TV was fucked up.
Me too. I was just gonna say that. I'm like, is something going on here? Like, they're going, dude, the impatience in today's society with like how.
Locking you into that screen though, you know, right from the start. Yeah, I know.
Damn, it's not that we're like the biggest conspiracy people, but I mean, like, we are all definitely like something's going on a deeper level that we'll never even fathom or know about.
Yeah.
But like, it's crazy how like with media and like some of these movies and cinematically things are like 1968. Like, you were even touching on how like with the screens and like all these like futuristic things, it's like they're showing us this, and now we live in a time where it exists.
It was just unthinkable at that point. Like they literally predicted like FaceTiming,
Right.
flat screen TVs everywhere, AI. Like the list goes on and on. Like the technological integrations that were just like there, and they're just, this is what we're doing. It's just part of our life, and it's part of our life now. And this like they didn't even get to the moon by the time this movie was made, dude. The Apollo missions had started, but like.
Space is fake.
They may never even have made it to. No, we could do that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like the fact that it was so casual. Like, oh yeah, this is how we FaceTime. Like, they didn't make a big deal about it in the movie. I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
It was just like
It
part
was-
of life.
Right. They drop you just into... And what's crazy is it's after a big time jump. Like, even though there's very little dialogue and, like, at first you feel like this movie's just all over the place, I really felt like it was guiding me through this, like, epic odyssey, you know, the story of humanity so well. And, like, the symbolism and, like, the fact, like, the apes and later on humans in space, like, the parallels between the way they were acting and, like, the creation of tools and, like, how the tools are, like, an expression and an extension of ourselves and how we interact with the world.
But if we
Crazy.
rewind real quick,
Yeah.
that president, that predictiveness in 1968, dude, fuck off. Like, what do you mean? Obviously, it captivated audiences back then. Watching in 2024, like you were just like in awe watching this and like reminding yourself what time it was created and like the message it was sending.
Yeah.
Like where we are today, it's mind boggling and it definitely a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, oh my
The
god.
interaction of the monolith with
Yeah.
the apes and it being identical to like the humans at the end, like you could like apply that interaction to so many things, and it's like whenever we're faced with like just something unknown, we're all just like, everyone just stands in a circle around. It's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I want to
Like-
talk on the monolith though, like the reaction though. Like what do you guys actually think was happening? Like
For me, what really jumped out was that each interaction with the monolith led to a huge spike in evolution in some degree.
Yep.
For the apes, it was like the next scene after they all freak out and it disappears. They're just going through the bones. Also, I was meant to try to find out, were those bones a chimp, like another ape's bones, or was it a different animal?
I think it was different.
Well, because you see the cheetah eating the zebra, so maybe
Right,
it's like
that's
the
what it was.
corpse of the zebra. That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Because I was like, why did they put
But
this in here?
The use of that tool to ward off the other group and take over the water supply and you very easily make those connections of okay, now we're jumping into that's the sort of people who move the evolution along.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with the discovered on it's a moon station, right?
Yes.
Yeah. We eventually found out that was the proof that we knew aliens existed, and the jump in. Now they need to send this group to Jupiter to do more exploration. And what really stood out along with that was this repeating image of people kind of rotating in a single space. And what stood out to me was the idea of being stuck on this wheel of evolution and not actually progressing.
It's funny how you saw it more as a wheel, while I saw it more spiraling.
Yeah.
Almost
The world of spirals.
Who knows? But it's just that inevitable, it's leading to nowhere. It's just constantly it's not going to get, I don't know.
You're just going through the void, basically.
It's the dude with the dog hands. What is the end point of this? You know what I mean? What are we meant to be led to as people in society in intellectual advances?
Right.
Not intellectual, technological advances. Excuse me. Where's the end goal? Where is it leading to? If there even is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the kind of even with the AI and the issues going on in the movie, you see that too.
That's literally playing out in real time. So that's the next segment of notes I took is you're basically being presented with the issue is AI sentient? Is it programmed to be sentient? Does it learn to be sentient because it will have a better interaction rate with humans? Everything is transactional for it.
Right.
So you're faced with that questioning. And then you also get to see the perspective of I'm gonna call HAL AI because that's essentially what it is. They called it machine intelligence.
Right.
Very
that could
close.
perfectly mimic
very
a human brain.
1968 of them, but
Totally. But you're seeing the perspective of the machine, which was really, really cool, and they did it in a really, really scary way where you just get those scenes of the red eye, the red camera. And then there was one scene when the guy, when you see the reveal that HAL put probably caused the guy to leave his pod as he's floating through space. It does a quadruple close up on Hal's lens. It's boom, boom, boom. It's really choppy and it zooms in.
Yeah.
I wrote that was a chef's kiss. That was a beautiful, beautiful shot, and it just created that panic moment, and you're what the fuck just happened?
there's no denying cinematically the way this movie, you were talking about the silence and the sound, and even these blank screens, or just they did it so great. For that time, it was so ahead of its time. Even the space scenes blew my mind.
It's so precise.
Yeah. I don't think you got to see it. We were trying to watch a little bit of it, but that scene after he finally shuts off Hal and it just kind of teleports to him going through the pod and zipping through space, and you get the trippy lines lights coming to his face, and then it cuts to these horrific shots of him geeking out in space and not being able to comprehend everything that's coming at him, and oh my god, the way they shot it was just I said, the whole movie just gripped me. I'm surprised you fell asleep.
Dude.
I could not take my eyes off it.
You also slightly after that, or it might be right before, the end was really kind of fucking wild for me.
Yeah.
But you realize that the monolith was close by the whole time, so it was was what he was seeing what happens when you touch or embrace or whatever you need to do for the monolith to red pill you, did that happen to him, and that's what you see.
Yeah.
And then I also wasn't sure if he was going through a black hole or not, if that's what was meant
Could
to
have
be
been that
implied.
too, right?
The model is so interesting to me though, because outside of its creation in this movie, it's the element that it plays in the real world.
Right.
I had them watch some stupid conspiracy video from this, but and I'm not going to dive into the craziness of it, but basically the screens. We were talking about maybe not this version, but the iPhone itself, It has a look of the monolith. It's something about touching this thing. We're talking about how they touch it and there's a spike in evolution. What happens with us when we touch this new technology that feeds you everything?
Right.
Any information you need, anything. It almost makes it just like, when we've talked about how it's like an extension of ourselves, and it learns from you, it listens to you, it shows you things that you have searched before,
Right.
it keeps you entertained, it keeps you locked in. We're all just like zombied into it. So it's like, it's funny because I want to talk about this too, because you know that stupid corn maze movie or like tall grass movie on Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
And the guy touches that like rock thing. I was thinking about that a lot too with the
Interesting.
monolith and just like this crazy shit, like you need to touch it, like it's the best thing
Right.
ever.
And it's like a download of info almost, right?
yeah,
Down
like,
something.
It's not like something.
Yeah, I actually have a note kind of similar to that, talking about like how with the apes and with people, our tools and technology are just an extension of ourselves, but also what are keeping us from truly understanding the world around us. Like, maybe not, whether you look at it as technology in that world being a whole other existence and reality that was maybe always there, but we didn't have access to it until these jumps in evolution, the monolith, right?
Yeah.
Like interacting with that new reality or that new truth. But I just really, the theme that kept popping up to me was like not understanding what was going on. Like at the very end, like when he kind of just comes to in this room of like existence. You know what I mean?
Really, like he's just back in regular life.
Right.
But the last time you saw him, he's fucking going through like this perilous vortex. So it's like, was he in that shit for like 30 years or something? Like you have no idea, like the concept of time and like interacting with the like, because you see like the apes interact with it, and then all of a sudden everyone's human. So like, does that shit like open like a period in evolution, but it exists in like a vacuum somehow? Like it's like really just like these crazy questions that I never even thought I would have fucking popped into my head. Like just seeing like that shit, it was fucking insane.
And I love that.
I sound like an idiot.
No, because
I got all these thinks and thoughts.
People think so hard.
Aiden does that to you though, which is great. So like, I wonder the impact in the audience in 1968 to think that broadly. Or they're just kind of like clapping, like, wow, it's amazing what they can do with a movie. You know what I mean? Or was it that, like, what the fuck's going to happen?
That ride home from the theater was silent.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I think the fact that
they all walked out with their coats and stuff. They all were like local counties.
Yeah, true.
I think there's a reason that it's still talked about today. And like, I don't know, at least from my own anecdotal experience, it was one of the most gripping movies I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I could not stop watching. And I think what's really cool is in that, and like in the discussions we're having with like the iPhone and the monolith and like the way they shot it and the way they tell you the story, almost it's like the story and the themes break that fourth wall of like maybe they are shooting it that way, that harsh jump from the ape to the human, like not reality but like timeline, you know, like is that a play on what the story's trying to do with the monolith and that jump in evolution. Like,
Well, think even how we're like
crazy.
taught generally through like public school systems, like evolution, and you know that's what you're told, and this is where you are. But like we have no conception to like, even fathom like 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago. All we can be is like what we're told. It's almost like that shot of like where the chimps were, the human/chimp hybrid thing before like evolution kicked in. It's like there's that quick flash of what you know to what you've come from to like boom. This is what you do now.
Yeah,
like, you're just living. Like you're taking space calls.
You're in the
to your
fucking
daughter.
Hilton space.
yo,
Yeah,
that's
we
crazy.
gotta talk about
Howard
that.
Johnson space. Like just everyday parts of life. Like everyone just assumed like that they would. Because like think about it, like the technological advancements from like 1900 to 1968, or let's say maybe they started making like 64, 65. Like the amount of innovation that happened in that period, it made sense for them to think like, oh yeah, fucking McDonald's is gonna be in space.
Yeah.
Like so, it's cool that was part of it. Like the space station they're in was literally a Hilton hotel. Like
Crazy.
Dude, and what's crazy is they made a Hilton hotel in honor of that movie to look like the monolith.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
And then it's right there.
at Ground Zero.
Yeah, Ground Zero.
Yeah, and it looks like the that's fucking insane.
It's fucking mind blowing.
It's absolutely crazy.
It's hard.
Honestly, too, I had to write. I saw this note. The scene where I forget the guy's name, but he's just floating through space. Most horrifying thing I can think about. Like, at least the dude in the pod flying through the thing in the black hole, like, you feel a little secure. Like, obviously,
you're going somewhere.
But, like, just in some weird lizard-looking spacesuit, because they looked like, that was crazy, too.
It was weird.
Like
the
a
heads had the
reptilian
eyes.
Power Ranger.
Yeah, dude. Like, they were even predicting the reptilian alien theory back then.
They all had their own color. They literally projected.
Dude, that's so funny. But yeah, crazy.
Crazy.
Who knows?
And also, like, I love the idea, like, does AI have real feelings?
Yeah.
And
Some, like, Hal's last words were all talking about feeling something.
Yeah.
And experiencing something that, like, the guy's just kind of not even paying attention, just ripping units out of the, I don't know, cell, like, core computer, whatever.
Yeah.
But just crazy. He's saying, like, it was, stop, Dave, I'm afraid, I can feel that. And then he goes right into, I know how to sing a song, Daisy. Dude, yo.
That was insane.
I want to look up that song.
Also, like how it's like driven to you throughout the movie that Hal's never made a mistake, and then there's the issue where Hal's saying there's a failure, and he's like, you should just put the broken part back in, and then I'll be able to tell you what's really wrong with it.
Yeah.
Was Hal trying to prevent them from getting to their destination because he knew that the monolith would like affect the timeline or something, like maybe humans like aren't actually supposed to interact with it, and he was trying to prevent that from happening,
right?
And that's why he didn't want Dave to shut it down, because if Dave theoretically took control of the ship and made it there, which he did apparently, actually does he interact with it? You just see it like near Jupiter, the monolith.
Yeah.
So maybe that interaction happened and Hal was actually trying to stop it.
Right.
Because I was like, was Hal programmed to be evil? Did he get compromised by something? And then, so yeah, you're just assuming that he was trying to like either make sure that happened or make sure it didn't happen. But there was like, he definitely had like an agenda.
Oh yeah.
How crazy that they have to have I'm sorry, I didn't even mean to do that. Hitting the stupid vape. How crazy that they have to have a conversation in private from this AI.
I love that they were so aware to have to do that. They were like, right away, like, they knew
that
like,
thing
something's wrong here.
It listens.
Yeah.
Like,
If only they did one of these.
Yeah.
They would have been fucking space dust.
What was I going to say, too? There was
but that,
something else.
that consciousness to be like, that thing's so aware of it hearing, like, and we already have technology like that today.
Yeah.
It's like, things are always listening. Like, there's something listening. Even with, know what's fucking weird? With live photos, when you take a picture, it actually, it's a little video.
You hear the sound.
Yeah, but it catches like a second before you do it.
Yeah.
So it's already...
It's just like showing you what it's, like a snippet of what it's already got. I think what's interesting too, I didn't even make this connection until you were talking, like, the whole idea of Hal keeping them from knowledge, and like the biblical, parallel to that of like
Pandora's box.
Right, the apple, the fruit of knowledge, right? Like, Hal has this knowledge of the aliens, but you can almost presume that he knows something about the monolith, or and actually when he's being destroyed and that automated message plays, that we find out that the government and Hal had this knowledge of aliens because the monolith they found on the moon, like, there's something about like blocking humans from getting all the knowledge they really need. It's just a really interesting parallel. Though.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking insane.
They want us.
Like, Hal's a snake.
There's just so much shit out there. But like what was it, Rockefeller? He's like, I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers, and all those like weird ass quotes. And like this guy screaming out, and like the 1%ers, and like how society is, and just how the world's operating constantly.
Yeah.
This isn't like new either. Like the last fucking 100 years, there's been issues. And they're just never addressed. They're just always kind of there. You know what I mean?
It's universally accepted, but if you actually think of it like individually, like it's almost like horrific.
Yeah.
That there's this like machine of like imposing willpower, like just like this like machine of oppression that like just affects like even like people that we think are like millionaires. It's like it's so much bigger than that.
Right.
Like it's like, did that just become naturally, or is that being like the strings pulled by somebody? Like
it's almost like so much is like it's almost like a script. Even with like the stupid thing with like the Hilton Hotel and the Hilton Mall and that being there, it's like that's just almost written too good. Like, what's really going on? And dude, straight up, we're in the Matrix. Like,
for real.
Like unplug me, bitch. Like what's going on?
The other thing probably my last note that I had on it was like, this movie or the story touched on all the like the basic archetypes of storytelling for me.
Yeah.
Like throughout it and throughout different timelines of the movie. Where is it? Yeah, like the unknown, violence, right? Like right when even humanity, like after they touch the monolith, like there's a shot of the people like just sitting in the Hilton Space Hotel, and like they seem all peaceful or whatnot, but on the screens are boxing matches and random scenes of violence, and like it's still instilled in them, even though we had this evolution. There was exploration, conflict, peace, light, dark, like it was just, man, it's
mortality
so
also.
mortality,
You see like the
life and
aging
death.
progression of like an individual person.
Do you think he was reborn? Like, do you think it was some sort of rebirth thing?
I don't even know what to think about like the last like 30 minutes of that movie. I just really kind of I had like an okay sense of what was happening, and then that's when I just was like, I'm dumb.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that like so like one takeaway from it is like nothing in the movie is unintentional. Everything is deliberate. Everything is a precise like symbolism, or this is meant to be a foreshadowing of this.
Yeah.
That really sets the difference between movies that things just happen in, and then there's like plot moments versus like having like everything being like it's almost surgical, which is fucking crazy. But like everything has that like intentionality to it. Like it's so cool. Like,
I think a good director pays attention to every millisecond that's going to be on the screen.
Yeah.
Like a great director will apply every moment to be so precise.
Yeah.
And
There's
like,
purpose behind everything.
Exactly. So like
Exactly.
nothing's a mistake. Does it happen in film? Obviously, all the time there's mistakes and little things that will look past. But I feel like
Human error.
with that project, like it's just so phenomenal, and it gets you thinking and talking. Even fucking over 50 years later, am I doing that math right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is insane.
even like being able to put that level of like everything's intentional. This is like
over 6 years.
like
Yeah.
like
That's 2020.
in things are still up to up to like interpretation. Yeah. Oh my god, my brain is not working. Like things are still open to interpretation, and it was like that intentional of like a direction is so cool.
You know what's crazy too? I just realized in that conspiracy theory thing you showed me, we saw the monolith-looking Hilton Hotel over at Ground Zero. The shot that we saw was Ground Zero, kind of like this, right, and the monolith right here.
Yeah.
That's the shot of Dave
Yeah,
as
it's
an
at
old
that,
man
like,
dying in
three-quarter
his bed
angle.
with the
Yeah.
monolith overlooking him as he's dying, and then going into
Insane.
rebirth. Like, damn,
What
dude,
are they
that shit
trying
is-
to show us?
Dude,
Dude,
that's-
1968.
There's
So
people
deep.
who like just get movies better than we do in the comments, probably like, this is what this means, you
is-
fucking idiots.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but I think everything's open to healthy skepticism.
I agree.
So, like, fuck you with your fucking main points.
No, honestly, I
Fucking
like it
filmmaker.
because at the very least, like, this is our first time watching it. This is
Yeah.
we all three of us watched it last night, and this is the next day instant reaction. Like, yeah, we have notes, but like something like that, you need to kind of see other people's perspective.
Yeah.
So, like,
Totally.
you need to learn. Like, yeah, if someone's gonna comment, be like, "You fucking idiots," blah, 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 like it's obviously this.
Yeah.
I don't care to interact.
Yeah.
But if someone was like to honestly tell me something or point out something I didn't notice, like that's
Yeah.
what that shit is. That's what gets me excited.
I'm sure there's
So-
some crazy videos of people that
and I'm gonna look 'em up.
I'm gonna look them up now that we did this because I didn't want anybody else's analysis of it
Yeah.
to influence my opinion. Like, cause sometimes we do that. We like recycle what we hear.
Yeah.
It just scares.
So I didn't want that.
It speaks volumes so much to like where we are right now. Like in 2024, and what they're showing in a movie from 1968 called 2001: Space Odyssey. It just, I don't know.
It's
It's
funny
weird.
too. On HBO, we watched it. There's that whole little thing before where the guy's like, "You need to watch it on a big screen,"
Yeah.
and the blah, yeah. And I was like, "Whatever."
Yeah.
But again,
Now you see it.
I was so gripped from the start. Everything was intentional.
Yeah.
I was guided through this story like masterfully with
Yeah.
the silence and the dark, the music,
The intermission.
it was just, god damn it, that shit was almost perfect. Like, that was a perfect movie, I'd say.
You took a piss right at the intermission.
I did. It was perfect. I was like,
"What?"
I thought we were gonna go for smoke break.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We did. Should've. Probably
I
would
should-
snapped me out of it.
I felt myself like fading for a little bit, so I like paused it. I was like, I'm gonna close my eyes for like 5 minutes, and then I got up and made dinner and watched the rest of it, and it was like a perfect. Like,
I just got too comfy.
yeah, same.
I
I was so tired from work yesterday.
I leaned all the way back. I was like, "Oh, this is dangerous."
Dude, yeah, it was crazy. What an
Dude.
amazing movie.
Amazing. 10 out of 10.
We're so late to it.
We are, but
That's
hey, better
fine.
late than
Yeah,
ever.
I
I'd
know.
say.
Exactly.
And it just got my mind joggling too, because it's like I don't know what the fuck anything is. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're doomed to be on this wheel of never truly understanding.
Yeah.
And
For
we're
some
limiting
reason,
ourselves. Like,
Like reality is basically like a compartmentalize. Why can't I talk today? Version of events that's happening. We put everything into like little boxes, and like it's like universally agreed upon somehow.
Right.
But that's like, I think the movie, but also other things point out that that's not necessarily what is happening. Right. It's just like how we're perceiving it, and that's like a just age old like existential question.
Yeah.
Right. What is actually happening? Like, are there fucking multiple universes? Are there aliens coming, or is it just like government black testing? Like, what the fuck is going on?
What is going on?
Our perception of it is probably not what's really happening.
There's a great quote from Men in Black where it's like, a person is smart, people are stupid. It's like, as we're grouped together and brainwashed in society, we're all falling into the same trap, whether we see it or not. And
especially when you add in echo chambers and the fact that like most people are just gonna like listen to what they naturally agree with because it's easier than like watching things you disagree with. Like, so everyone just gets like coaxed into like one way of thinking or the other.
Yes.
And
that's a huge problem.
It perpetuates that like locked into the Matrix state we're all in, which is fucking crazy to think about.
What if getting out of the Matrix, like, if it could happen, like, you know, like, what's that, like, that fighter jet or like that plane full of people, it just disappeared? Yeah. What if it accidentally just like went into like what the real outside the Matrix is, and it's like this intergalactic world where we know about all these different species, and there's all this other crazy shit going on, but like we're just like some suppressed race that like they won't allow in.
Yeah.
They humans haven't escaped it. Who knows?
They all uninstalled Instagram together and like just like unlocked like freedom and like enlightenment.
You never know.
Those people are like probably less in the Matrix. Like people who are completely off grid and like homestead, like being in the Matrix is like working a day job, having a car payment so you can get to work. Where like
you just get trapped in the cycle.
Get trapped in the cycle of having a phone, having cable, having this bill, having that bill, and it's just like.
But there's nowhere like it's funny because it's a huge argument. Like there's no need for it. But we're already been locked in.
We tell ourselves
the testing already was done. It's already been implemented. Fucking go somewhere you don't know how to get to with a fucking map right now, bro. You'd be like, I'm just not going.
And we're so conditioned to it that if somebody tells you, like, I'm dropping out of this, I'm buying a cabin in the woods and I'm fucking peacing out, we're like, okay, weirdo.
Yeah,
like, that's considered a radical act rather than just participating in this brutality of fucking existence.
Look at the Amish.
Dude, they are so unlike they're jailbroken.
Dude, but like
we're fucking nerds.
They're like, we're not falling in all that crap, and then they're so nuts and they don't give a fuck that like they intermingle with what society has become, still maintaining their values, and they'll let motherfuckers. They'll be like, all right, Rumspringa, go check out and see if you want. How would you rather live? And dude, I feel like I don't know the percentage, and I'm curious on it, but I feel like it's a high percentage comes back. We went wild.
Yeah,
but
it's a comfort. Yeah. There's a certain comfort to that, and it's not necessarily a bad thing to like just like a traditional like hard working style of upbringing.
But it's funny because that was like optimal and what everybody did at a time.
Yeah,
right.
But they just stayed locked in. Like this worked. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Right.
But
that's
obviously society keeps moving that wheel, and that you know.
Like imagine our society being like, oh, you know what, go to Russia for a year and see if you like live over there instead and like, experience a whole different culture, like something that you know nothing about. Not nothing, but like that's pretty cool that they have that instilling of like, that you can, there's something to say for being raised in a certain belief system and like that's all you know. But then to say like but then to say like, here's your opportunity to you're old enough now to make your own choices and like. Yeah, it's very interesting.
So what you're saying is David Koresh did nothing wrong, and he was just completely targeted by the government because he had a society of happy, self-sustaining people.
Yeah, exactly.
Insane.
Koresh. I didn't mean to take it there.
No, you're right.
You can make an argument that there was some things that like nobody was forced to be there, to my knowledge.
Yeah, no.
I never heard anybody say like, I couldn't leave. But maybe that's true. So I don't want to completely.
No, but then again, the psychology of
I'm open to the other side.
There are real cults out there.
I'm joking about that. I think that guy sucks.
God damn it! What is wrong with
you? It is like very cultish, but like I don't know. Like
we're in a cult.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's all perspective. I mean, you can look at police as like gangs. It's like a legal gang. Like they all rep the same colors. They all do. You know, it's funny when you do those crossovers. You're like, what the hell? Like I guess kind of, but
I mean, if you want to get like the whole idea of brotherhood, right? Like in gangs, like you protect your gangs back. Like if something happens, you protect them no matter what. cops run on that same shit.
All the time.
They see someone stealing, a piece of jewelry out of a room.
Yeah.
They're like, that's my brother,
Yeah. Oh,
and
you were speeding, dude? Whatever.
Yeah, it's... oh my God. There's something to say for that sort of...
I think, like,
this isn't a call out anybody, but I mean, like...
I think that's a part of human
time.
nature. Like, people in their own little cliques, like, whether it's, like, an MC or even, like, on a smaller level, like, people do, like, watch out for, like, the people in, like, the same, like, in-group as them.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you get close to people, like, you work alongside them or something, who knows what the relationship is. But, I mean, it's just funny, where, like, human nature is always going to be in conflict to, like, what could be. If that makes sense.
Yeah, we're always almost like working against ourselves because of human nature.
Self-destructive.
Human nature is the thing that like you have to break out of to advance. So it's like how do you break out of it without being like in a stagnant state?
Right.
So it's like a double because it's like you could be like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna be part of this group. I'm just gonna go do my own thing. But it's like, then are you even doing anything? Like, it's crazy, dude.
Dude, where is life even gonna be?
This is
like
a wild
52
conversation.
You know what I mean, though? Like, where
Space Odyssey got us going.
Yeah, dude, that shit fucking nuked our brains.
Dude.
I'm being Amish after this.
Fuck you. Going on my own room, Springer.
Yeah, right.
You made me think of, I don't know if it's in that book I gave you, but something about perspective. I love Buddhism. I think there's a lot of really interesting stories in it. Whatever, not to get into any sort of religious shit.
Yeah, no.
But there's a really cool story where Buddha is in a room teaching people, and everyone gathers for this big lesson, expecting the enlightened Buddha is going to tell them the secrets of the world, whatever. And he stands at the front of the classroom and he just holds a lotus flower out in his hand and says nothing, does nothing, just stares out and holds it out like this. And people leave, people just stand around whispering, like not trying to figure out what the hell's going on, like why is he not talking? And basically, I think it's like a whole day, because I don't know if it's really a whole day, but a long time goes by, and eventually one of his students realizes, and he walks up and he just kind of stands in front of him and looks at the flower and just like appreciates that in the moment for what it is right there. And that's the whole point of like, your perspective could be spread out all over and like worried about this and that, but like
trying to figure something out.
Grounding yourself into what we know and where we're at right now, like at a certain point, like there's different realities that we can't perceive because of our physical limitations and because we haven't interacted with the monolith yet. But like we also are living in this right now, and that's kind of where we're stuck.
Yeah, the lesson is also it could be to not just depend on any one person to give you all the answers. Like that's just not going to happen. Right. And if you're doing that, you're going to be given probably wrong information.
It's funny how you said we haven't touched the monolith, because I think quite the contrary a little bit. Like I think touching the monolith is what the self-destruction is leading to, and it's too much knowledge and it's too much power. And it's
because the apes were peaceful until they like figured out the use of weapons.
Now they straight up
they technically were sharing that watering hole.
Yeah.
Like they scared each other off, but they would just go away and nothing happened.
It was a more simple existence, and then the human nature of like imperialism and like colonialism and like we're gonna conquer this area, like that kicked in on that like ancient ass level.
That's
and
interesting.
Then ramped up exponentially.
Intelligence and violence like correlate in some way.
They either do this or like this.
So like, Mike Tyson has a great quote where he's like, "You wouldn't understand the amount of violence it took to be this peaceful."
Right.
Yeah.
Like even though,
dude, that's pain arc in Naruto.
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
I know, literally.
It's not. I just love
it. It's crazy because it. I don't know. It's just nuts. Like, but there's something there too.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, I think violence is instilled in us as a society, like the United States, from our conception.
No, it's funny. There was a Russian experiment, and still goes on to this day, when they were domesticating foxes and trying to, but they found that violence was more of like a gene than it was like just a behavioral thing. Like it was instilled in their DNA to be violent, and when they started separating them like that, they started getting these domesticated foxes. They act more like dogs, and they're goofy and loving. They wouldn't bite you, because they would literally separate all the ones that showed any sign of violence.
Yeah.
And then they had this domesticated fox. And I love dogs, and it's nothing against dogs, but it seems like at that level of domestication, there is, like, dogs are smart, don't get me wrong, but then there's like that, almost that dumbs down, like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're like allowing the ones that don't have like the primal instinct essentially to reproduce. So and like the part of the primal instinct is brutality and violence.
But as that's lower and they become friendlier and more kind of like dumb-witted in a way. And again, I don't want to call it dogs are not dumb, but like it's again perspective.
It's different type
Everything's
of
smart.
A dog's not going to be a wolf anymore.
Yeah,
and a wolf
exactly.
has that leadership. They have that natural pecking order, and they have the capability to lead.
And we see that too with like multiple breeds, because you still have those intense, violent breeds that will back you up and protect you, and then you have that. You know those dogs like that thing wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah, golden retriever.
Yeah, that thing
like
was
a
gonna go
lab.
up to the robber. Dude, the guy's gonna have a gun to your head. The dog's just gonna be chilling with the guy. You know, like there's those dogs out there.
Absolutely.
Like, so it's interesting.
I think what's cool too is like you take that concept and push it the other way instead of like humans manipulating, right, wolves and dogs into a breed that or a thing that we almost look down on intellectually.
Yeah.
With AI, we're building something, we're manipulating something that's
down
actually
on us.
strong, like smarter than us. And
Yeah.
then, you know, in Space Odyssey, right, like
They can just decide it doesn't need us.
there's an act of violence where it just pushes someone into space to fucking die. Like, is that viewed as violence through, you know, that for them it's a smart decision that Hal had to make. For us, that's
Exactly.
brutal and literally the scariest thing.
The intelligence, and then it might not even be intelligence and like violence, like separating. It's like intelligence and just all emotion. Because like an emotional person wouldn't make that decision to do what's best for whatever interest it's programmed to be in like favor of.
Yeah.
But like somebody who's like non-emotional and heartless like would make that like harsh decision.
Well, that's my thing with the fox thing they did, because they found less correlation with like feelings or behavioral as more of it being like a genetic code. And it's like if it's a genetic code within the species that touches the monolith, which is this like this chimp, which we are derivative from, says evolution and Darwin, that if you touch this monolith, freaking now you have more of an intelligence and a self-awareness and an understanding. But coincide with that, if you were already like perceptive of being violent, because not everyone's violent, not every animal is violent, but like there are always those exceptions. So it's like alongside getting that intelligence, and you already have that genetic coding of being a violent, whatever it is. Look at wolves. I mean, they run in packs. They're thinking, they're strategizing, and they're violent as fuck.
You need
and then you
both.
remove the intelligence part a little bit, which falls down the violence.
And you
Because
get dogs.
you even said like a golden retriever, but there are violent golden retrievers. That's a fucking nippy one. Dude. That
Yeah.
thing, I don't want to pet that one. You know, so it's all. I'm losing the word now, but it's pre-composed or to what is already there. If that is a genetic thing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need both though.
Oh, yeah,
Because
nature
like
versus
if
nurture,
you have
that's what-
like a whole society of all people who the violence and like bad traits were bred out of, like just say like they create their own civilization, like no civilization has been created through violence because you have to gather the land and that usually involves like some sort of violence. But say like they do just form their own little area and they're like we're all non-violent people. It's like that's great. You're now the biggest fucking target in the world to be conquered. So it's like you need both, which I just kind of thought of now.
Yeah.
Because you can't have a society of all like pacifists. They're just gonna be stupid.
Yeah, but what happens if you remove every weapon? And I mean like every like deadly assaultive weapon in society in the whole world. What happens then? How you fighting? How war? Like
I think there's always
war?
gonna be a person that like creates something to get an upper hand through violent measures.
I mean definitely.
because it's
Definitely
just human nature to there's some people that just like their primal urge is telling them to like
make it count.
yeah.
Like you got a 3D printer now, go on YouTube. And, you know what I mean? Like that's what's crazy too. Technology makes it way easier. So I don't know why I just thought of this. I did start another new show this week. It's not new, but a new season came out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pitch it to you, and I know it's gonna sound like the craziest thing, the craziest fucking anime ass show you could think of.
Is it anime?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 3D anime. It's called Beast Stars.
Beast
Stars, and it is about humanoid people pretty much. So it's just like the main character's a wolf, but they're all human morphic. Like they all kind of walk up on 2 feet, and like they have shops and there's guns and gang mobs, whatever. It's like a regular high school story.
It's like Zootopia.
Yeah, think about Zootopia but hornier because yes, like there's some crazy stuff that happens. But the backstory is like there's the herbivores and the carnivores, and in the school system even they hype on it like this fear of the herbivores are kind of always afraid of their carnivore classmates, and the story opens up with a kid gets eaten in school and they're trying to figure out who ate their classmate. And it's like probably a student, and then there's a whole backstory of the wolf is kind of in like a love triangle with this this rabbit girl and this deer guy and there's another wolf girl who's kind of obsessed with all of them too.
This was the craziest.
It gets wild. Dude, the second
Is this
episode.
not Twilight?
It's pretty similar. The second episode, literally, like, I'm not gonna spoil anything because it's honestly so interesting. Beastars, that you should watch it. But there's gonna be some stuff that, like, it's gonna test you if you want to keep watching.
Oh god,
it gets creepy.
I'm probably not gonna pass that test, but I might try it out.
But the third season came out, and I've been checking it out, and it's pretty wild. Like at one point, like this deer is like, so the whole animal thing is also an allegory for like race and gender, and like it's very interesting. Yeah, like the deer ends up running the Yakuza sort of that world, and like he eats meat to show that he's strong, even though his body rejects it. And, it's very, very crazy and interesting. But yeah, I've been watching Beastars. Beastars season 3 just came out.
Someone definitely took some sort of hallucinogenic to come up with that story.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
I love
like,
it, though.
You see this little sheep running for his life. He's like, I thought we were in the same class together, and then like this crazy ant. You don't see it, but the shadow, like the blood splatter. Yeah, it gets intense. That was a fun watch.
Is that the whole premise? Nice. Is it like a school?
So after like season 1, it kind of dives more into like the underworld and like society trying to like deal with herbivores and carnivores being together, and there's like killing sprees going on. And actually in the third season, there's this introduction of a drug that like is based in herbivore like blood and stuff like that. So when a carnivore takes it, they get like the bloodlust, and so people are starting murdering people left and right now. And yeah, it's getting kind of crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
No guns?
Oh, there's guns.
Oh, shit, damn, at the same time.
Yeah, the antler straight up executes like a tiger with a fucking pistol at one point.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's kind of
Beastars?
Beastars.
Jesus, sounds like a fucking Supercell app.
Dude, it's a trip. And it's so...
Brawl Stars, but...
Yeah, Brawl Stars. It's one of those things where, like, the first 2 episodes, I could totally understand someone not wanting to watch it when, like, a rabbit hits on a wolf and it's very awkward.
Yeah.
But it's actually pretty fucking entertaining.
Maybe I'll throw an episode on tonight.
Yeah, we'll watch it after this. I'll try the first 2 episodes.
I need something like
I'm going to say this right now. Yeah. The amount of times that I'll play that for you, we'll watch that after. It never happens.
No.
I'm always like, it's kind of late.
I gotta go.
Sometimes I do watch it when I go home, though.
I think I see a drone outside.
Dude, I was not like bugging. That shit was going on.
Oh, I believe it.
Dude, I fucking was watching like 3D modeled like computer generated images of like how the Lusitania sunk. Like it was like the whole 18 minutes of the sinking of the Lusitania.
Is it the little submarine that all the rich people were in with the Xbox
No,
controller?
that was the submarine in it was an ocean liner in World War One, and a German U-boat torpedoed it, and like a bunch of civilians died. And then I was watching like a dive exploration thing of like the Edmund Fitzgerald, and they were like showing that it like wasn't the crew's fault, that because the company blamed the crew and said they didn't like tighten the hatches, but the ship was like overloaded, and it actually like the company said that the ship like took on water and sunk, but like the people basically determined that the ship cracked in half because it took a rogue wave, which another ship from that fleet also did, and only one guy survived.
Titanic, bro.
But yeah, the Edmund Fitzgerald, and so like that just led me into watching like how the Titanic sunk and shit.
There was a picture of the Titanic that came out that showed might have been a crack before they even left. And what's crazy about it too, there was a book written that literally like is to a T what happens. So again, before like even the internet or TVs, that screen, and like what is this like predictive program that they have going on?
Did the book come out before the Titanic?
Yes.
No way.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in
There's like a book that literally talks about hitting an iceberg and a bunch of people and how they didn't have enough lifeboats and shit. Everything that happened in the Titanic. I think it was written like...
That's crazy. I didn't actually know
fact check that.
There's another crazy one too. The book about Barron Trump. Have you guys heard that one?
Yeah.
This kid Barron Trump like lives in New York City, and like it was like a fictional book written like 100 years ago, and it like it's like I think it's like I think the guy that they're like comparing to Trump is like his uncle really, but they're like his crazy uncle becomes president. Titanic predicted in book.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm gonna
I'm
search.
shook.
Yeah, dude, it's weird. This predictive program, like almost like
Titanic prediction book. The Wreck of the Titan.
Yep.
Should we see what Reddit's saying about it?
No, we should just see what
Should
it
we
was.
see what Reddit's
what
saying
happened?
about it?
Titanic happen and when was that book written? That's the important part.
Yeah.
The Titanic happened in like 1901. This was 1912. This book was 14 years before. So these are the key similarities and coincidences. There weren't enough lifeboats. It sank on a cold April night after sideswiping an iceberg 400 miles off Newfoundland. That's very specific.
That's very specific.
And both ships were British passenger ships and had a large
They were both quoted to be unsinkable.
They're
both quoted to be unsinkable.
Yeah, and even the names, the Titan and the Titanic.
Damn.
Crazy, right?
I'm gonna do the Baron Trump one.
Like it's, what is going on?
And
why is it if that is the conspiracy that's going on? Why is there always like a warning? Who is trying to warn us?
the people running the simulation.
Maybe there's just someone in there. That's like the Maze Runner kid. He's like, I work for them.
Oh man, I'm actually shocked. I'm surprised I never knew that about this Titanic thing. Because I'm thinking when you first said that, I'm thinking like the book that the movie The Titanic was based on. I'm like, that's about the event, and they put some romantic story into it. Like, I thought that's what you were talking about.
No.
Oh, my mind's blown right now.
So the Baron Trump book that's kind of has a similar trajectory. One of them was written in 1896, and it's like kind of predicts like the Trump presidency and stuff like that. He has a mentor named Don, who is a rich man who lives on Fifth Avenue, New York City. He and Don travel to Russia to find a portal to a magical underground world. So maybe it's like not as accurate as like the TikTok of it I saw was, but I don't know. I'd have to look into it more to see what like the things that they talk about in the book and like what's actually been like reflected in real life. But
yeah.
The one with the Titanic I heard about and like, looked into it before. Dude, it's fucking crazy.
It's insane.
It really is like insane.
I'm tripping.
It's one of those like craziest coincidences in history, but it's like, was it a fucking coincidence? But like, did someone write this into existence? They don't even know. I wonder how that guy felt.
So
I never knew.
I think like
psychic. It was written like 14 years ago.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. So that's long enough. Yeah, be like, holy shit.
Yeah, he's like, I'm throwing that pen away.
I think that psychic experience is like, and like, you can debate whether it's real or not real, and that's fine. But like for this purpose, like, say it's real just for the sake of the argument, like. That would make sense that evolves. Like, all of our senses, like eyesight, hand-eye coordination, all these things evolved over time. Like, the Model 1 humans were, like, not running as, like, fucking fast as we are.
Yeah.
Like, the processor, everything, like, upgrades over time. The brain, you know, the processor. So, like, if psychic experience is real, like, we could just be, like, people are just, like, getting glimpses of it, and that sense is going to be, like, refined over time, and there's things you can do to, like, hone it more. And so maybe there were just people who had, like, a little bit more of a glimpse of it than everybody else, and maybe there still are. Maybe in, like, 1,000 years, everybody will have it, and we'll just be like, who knows, but just it's cool to think about it. Like, you don't have to, like, think that it's real to, like, participate in the thought experiment. You know?
Right.
Which is, it's pretty cool.
I fuck with that.
Makes me think of my song of the week now. It wasn't going to be my song of the week, but now it is.
Should
I'm going to butcher it.
Should we do a song of the week before we do the albums? We have to do the album discussion too.
No, it doesn't matter. So wait, maybe this.
What was the name of the album you gave me again? I want to pull it up just so I can have the thing. And it's not. I didn't listen to it on my iPad.
I don't even remember. Hold on. Shit. A rat in a cage. Smashing Pumpkins. That's not the name of the song. But it's like, all I am is just a rat in a cage.
The world is a vampire.
So sorry. What is going on?
No, this is a good time to pause. I also still think we should play each other.
The Bullet with the Butterfly Wings by the Smashing Pumpkins is not my song of the week.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, that's what all this conversation makes me think of, is just like, we're just a rat in a cage, like, in society. There's no breaking out of it.
There's a connection.
Yes. My song of the week, surprisingly, is going to be Animals by Nickelback. I've been jamming to that. Nickelback.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
To be honest,
I think that's just like the meme.
That was a psyop.
Yeah.
Like, let's see if we can convince everybody to hate a band when they're actually did nothing wrong.
Right. That's just how good they were.
Come on, that was
they had to be shit on. You had to be lame to listen to them. They're like, yeah, Nickelback. They're so good.
What was the title?
Every bro's listening to that.
What was the title of that one again?
Animals.
Animals. Yeah. acting like we're animals. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. People just hated on him for no reason.
We were parked down by the tracks.
Started getting busy when she whispered, what was that?
I used to think the part where he's like, I'm driving black on black. I used to think he was saying, I'm driving like I'm black. I was like, damn, that's fucked up. You just like
Nickelback.
this.
I actually canceled Nickelback for that lyric. Oh, that's crazy.
My song of the week was Murder by Ma P. Murder. It fucking slaps though.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
I love a good fucking techno beat, dude.
Yeah, I always say it, but like, it always shocks me how much you listen to techno. But like, I can see myself booming down the highway responsibly.
Yeah.
Specifically, like tech house for me is just that bouncy, like repetitive boom, boom, that punchiness to it. I love that shit. I could literally zone out to that for hours.
And that's the same with Damian Marley, or?
Yeah, Damian Marley.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that sample's from. That might
I think
even
that's
be a
from
sample
something
of
else.
something else.
Yeah, I think it's from like an old song from like the 70s.
Yeah,
like
I think it is.
Out in the streets.
They counted.
That shit goes
I
so
love
hard.
that musicians can do that though. They hear something like, oh, dude, I could use that.
I love sampling.
Yeah,
I like doing
so
like
cool.
the deep dive. Like, dude, like, hate Kanye West. I don't give a fuck. Like, the deep dive of like Kanye sampling videos, like those always are so interesting to me.
I am a Kanye fan. I cannot deny. But I'm really good at like separating like the artist's personal life and how they are, as opposed to the artist and the work thing.
I can do that like 99% of the time.
Yeah,
I get it.
There's certain shit that I'm just like, yeah, nah, like I'm not rocking.
Yeah.
But like 99% of the time, I'm like, yeah, I'm cool with this.
yeah. Fuck R. Kelly, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just never really cared about Kanye before, so I just never have, you know what I mean?
The Stormy fucking remix of a Laura
Oh, with
Dawn
freaking,
song
oh.
is so hard.
Dude,
Put
yes.
That was almost my song of the
That was
week.
mad funny when he was with Kim and then fucking Seth Rogen and James Franco did the thing on the motorcycle.
Oh,
yeah.
the Bound to like
Bound
parody
to, yeah.
That was actually hilarious. I forgot
So
about
funny,
that.
yeah.
What do you got in the chamber for us, dog? Sorry, we like edged you.
No, you're good.
You're about to tell us that I'm like just talking about another song.
No, actually, I wanted to say
Asshole.
that song, Laurent Dance, had the best music video. It's just this dude in France who's just like,
He's
tired
so
of
cool.
shit, yeah. Just beat the fuck up, like so exhausted, and then he goes in the club and he's fucking
and he's
rages.
still just like pisses coolness.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
That's
Dude,
so
the
funny.
like aura of that man, top notch.
I have to see
Top-notch
this.
Yeah, I'll show it to you later.
Alright.
I'll actually show it to you later.
Yeah, that one I want to see it.
Alright, so the one's called Girl in the Sea, No More Kings. Yeah, No More Kings. It's one of those songs I just like found in high school.
It's like Justin Bieber meets the Fray.
Interesting.
That's
I
what
kind of hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
Fray
know.
had
That wasn't
such
an
a good
insult
run.
either. But
No,
yeah.
I feel you.
No.
It's like, yeah, kind of like a sailor tune, you know. It's a
How's the Fray
shanty. Yeah, definitely.
Was the Fray where did I go wrong? Is that the
Fray?
Fray?
Yes.
That's such a
How to
fucking
Save a
good
Life.
song. Oh my god.
Dude, that song is actually pulls your heartstrings.
Yeah, it
You sit
does.
there and listen to it, like, dang.
You know what other song
Those
is like
guys
that
were,
for me?
dude, that was like a little bit pre-internet time. Everyone early 2000s was trying to make it with a guitar. Those guys were putting heart into that shit back then. This was a
Crazy.
great early 2000s song.
Didn't Kanye do a remake of Heartless by the Fray? I'm looking this up.
Is that what Heartless is from?
I believe it
How
is.
could you be so
Oh,
heartless?
I think it
How
is.
could you be so cold as a winter wind whenever you
Yeah.
go? I understand the layers to that. That's wild.
Yeah, I guess.
There's always layers to Kanye.
Who wrote Heartless by Kanye West? Let's see. It was written. Okay, no. That's just telling me that he wrote it.
What's the heart? Well,
I don't know.
front the heart version real quick, and then
Yeah,
we'll
true.
know for sure.
True.
Because that definitely came out before everything else.
Heartless by Heart.
Heart fucking rules, by the way.
They do. Yeah. No. So
Especially that other Greta Van Fleet, dude. They're fucking doing
Dude.
something different, which I
I
love.
would love to see. Greta
There's a
Van
bunch
Fleet.
of memes because like the lead singer is like incredibly short, but like they
Yeah.
never depict him as it.
Yeah.
But like,
He just rips off like Led Zeppelin though.
yeah, I know.
And
But I mean,
fucking Rush.
it's influence though.
Yeah.
he's still performing that. It sounds
Nah,
like that,
yeah,
which
he's
is, like,
technically
talent.
a good performer, but it is like a little lame to me.
I get that. I get that side of view. But
That's
like,
such a fucking like.
I think there's an
elitist.
appreciation to like that is probably what led him to that kind of music, and then
Right.
teaching and learning his own vocals could do that.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
everyone could get and go belt like that.
I'd rather listen to that than like just some of the other bullshit that's out there.
Yeah.
So,
But there's a little
something-
party that's like, that's just the
I mean,
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's,
It's just that little bit of hater. in
it's
you,
that whole
so
thing like
it's still dope.
Elvis is just doing what black people are
Yeah,
doing.
just ripping
It's
off
like-
fucking Chuck Berry and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. No, I agree. But Greta Van Fleet, though, like, that energy, I like to see. I don't know,
That'd be a
something
good
about it
show.
Would be sick.
It would be a sick show. Just lots of
I just
leather.
like wouldn't
Lots
like,
of leather.
take a picture there. I'm not gonna tag myself.
Do we want to meld into our albums that we were reviewing? for
Yeah,
this week?
man.
Dude, so there's been a chunk of time in between listening to this and talking about it.
Yeah, so pull up the song list so you can at least, like, you know, we'll have some stuff to look at. I gotta pull mine up.
I do that too.
Sports.
So Marty put me on to like a new metal album or a new metal band that I never heard, but like they're pretty good, man.
Non-point?
Yeah, I never heard of them, but I love new metal, so.
Hell yeah, dude. They're fucking... I like them. They got some fucking good songs in that album. It's a long album after I sent it to you, but I was like...
Well, I didn't count like the live versions of songs.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
as
yeah,
part of the
yeah.
album. I listened to them, but I didn't listen to them like again.
Are there any standouts? I guess we'll start with yours.
I like "There's Going to Be a War." I thought that one was sick. That's like a good like pump up song. Like
Okay.
literally makes you want to go get in a fist fight.
Love that.
And then the "To the Pain," like the self-titled song from that,
So
I really
good.
like too.
Okay, fuck yeah. So you said it's like heavy metal?
No, it's like more like easy to listen to new metal. So it's like kind of like has like a Korn, but it has more of like a like softer tone, I think. So like it's not as like aggressive as like some other new metal out there, but it's
Okay.
still really good. I like
fuck
it a
with
lot. Yeah.
Because that's what I tend to fade away from metal is like the super aggressive stuff. Just like I can't find myself listening to it casually. If I'm trying to boss rush like in a video game or I'm driving and I'm feeling like destructive, yeah, you can throw on any metal and I'll rock to it. But
Yeah.
casually, I find myself not checking that out as much.
I feel that.
But what was like your overall feel of the album, I guess?
It was like a high, like definitely high energy. Definitely has that like just pump up, like classic like rap rocky like kind of influence. And I definitely listened to it a few times. I was like super into it. I think it flowed together as an album.
I tried to think of
nicely,
something
too.
like I was trying because I know my first one I gave you was like you were like, oh, I know this. I'm like, I gotta try to hit him with something that maybe he doesn't know,
Right.
and something that's not bad. You know,
Yeah.
it's tough. Like,
Mine are
something that
so
he can digest.
Right.
What is
Like
that?
you could just guess like what types of albums I'm gonna go out.
Yeah,
Like it's so
fair.
predictable.
Well, it's funny because I said the same thing. Like, we both get the sense that, like, you have such a larger catalog than us, so it's like, I gotta find something good.
Yeah, something out of the box, right?
Right, yeah. Pulling a fucking...
There's no non-point fans out there, bro. That's
True.
the
They
thing.
have a lot of
Never
so
heard
yeah, the album came out in 2019. They have almost 1 million monthly listeners, so they're definitely doing big things.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like comparison to society of music, you're not gonna come across too many people that like even know that band or like
Yeah.
you know talk about.
Yeah,
it,
a little
like,
bit
how
of a
they-
deep cut.
Yeah,
Yeah, not really part of the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Maybe they are if you're locked into
They definitely have
that
a following for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, almost
Clearly.
a million monthly listeners is huge,
Right.
but yeah,
Fuck yeah. Alright, do I want me to go?
Yeah, sure.
yeah, because I'm gonna butcher mine.
Alright, Ryan gave me Sports by Modern Baseball.
Yeah, I know modern baseball.
To start, the very first thing you want to know is whether I prefer Redo or Redone. 2 songs.
Ooh.
One's Redo's the first, and then I think Redone is right around halfway. Redone, definitely better. Not only because it name drops Sean, and he spells it that way, which is pretty dope. But, like, so the whole album just seemed like a celebration of youth to me, and, like, the good and the bad with that.
Yep.
And Redo was more like the start of, like, almost a low point in the character of the album's,
I
like,
love that song.
life. But Redone just, like, felt so, like, I want to say we've all been there. Like, I've been there.
It's just
You know,
invokes that feeling.
Yeah.
The other thing I think that makes it better too, and like you might not even, it's just the drums.
The
In there are
drums.
so good.
Yeah.
That's what it is for. It's just like
Because-
they're so like satisfying.
Yeah.
They just tickle your brain.
I will say it went back and forth. If you like, as I listened to this album at least 3 or 4 times through, and like I couldn't decide which one I liked more. But initially, I heard the drums and Redone, and I was like, "Oh, this is a vibe," and like I think that stuck through. Even though I also found the theme of that song a little more impactful, like the anger at like the person, and like you have no right to be talking about me in these lyrics and
Yep.
trying to romanticize what we had. Like you fucked up, and I was trying to have a redo and. Yeah, no, that was beautiful fucking. And then like even songs like Chloe or it's like CLIE I03K.
Yeah.
Like, just really cool, like, introspective, like, zoom in on, like, that sort of culture. The whole album, like I said, it celebrates youth and, like, the lows and the highs of it, and
those moments of like self-pity and
right.
it's
and then
so
also
relatable.
looking down on other people a little bit, and like like a little bit of judgment, like you almost can't help it.
A little bit of that like youthful bitterness,
right?
Like, you don't understand that like when something doesn't go your way, like everything's fine, because like when you're young, like everything is like the end of the world,
Yeah.
Which is, it's definitely captured.
Yeah,
that album, like I heard that like at the perfect time in my life, like such a, like that was my senior year in high school, like a little ball of angst, like not sure about college, like all that type of shit, and it's just so fucking relatable.
Little ball.
I miss modern
That's
baseball
a t-shirt
so
right
much.
there. I'm just a little ball hanks.
fucking Midwestern emo, like pop punk sort of band. I think the song came out in 2012.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
It was perfect, man.
Yeah, what a fucking vibe.
It's like it captures that time in your life, and you can just dive into it for a little bit.
And like, the lyrics are so weird in the way they flow, almost like it's almost nonsensical when you first listen to it, but the more you dive into it, like, it builds that story.
It's like a really like almost advanced like form of songwriting for a genre that gets like a reputation for just being like stupid and like superficial, like we're all just gonna have fun, blah blah blah, like that party emo, like
the whiny can't actually sing well, just plays 3 chords, like it has that like that's what people say about this genre, but
and it's like
there's some
I
depth.
love modern baseball. Dude. I thought it was fun. It was funny when I saw you send that. I was like, oh shit, I don't think Sean knows this.
You guys should watch the doc. It's called Tripping in the Dark. It's only like a half hour, but it's on YouTube, and it like is basically like the rise and fall of modern baseball and like how they ended up where they are.
I think I've had it. Like I've seen that, like the thumbnail of that video, like scrolling before.
You should check it out. It's sick.
Freaking Sean gave me Dustin Kensher, right?
I think it's Ken Srew. I don't know.
Srew?
I've never actually known how to pronounce
Please
his
Come
name.
Home. I just saw this from 2007. Surprisingly, never even heard of this dude.
No?
Any of these songs were all new to me. Gave me like Rainy Drive vibes, like rain, a little trickling, and just. Yeah, and it's been a couple of weeks. And I listened to the whole thing. I didn't do as many re-listens as I should have probably, but Blood and Wine definitely stuck out to me.
Dude, that's a
great
fire
song. Fucking love it.
Yeah.
Even I Knew You Before. I always like digest the first song of the album a lot because I'm like, whereas like it kind of like the staple of like where we're heading.
Yeah.
Not always the case. Obviously, you have like those dips, and you're like, whoa, I didn't see that song coming. But yeah, no, it was good. I threw it on casually as I was like running out to the store and something there and back.
Yeah.
It was a quick small album. But
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Not even like 10 songs, right?
8, yeah, 8 songs. So.
Pretty short. I think that's another one. I've picked some short ones recently.
Yeah, no, but no, I liked it. That Blow and Wine song went on my like song binge.
Hell yeah.
So,
funny enough,
if I can pull at least one song that will be like a daily listen for me from like a suggestion, that's great.
I'll take it.
Like hell yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And there's something to say against the other songs too. Like the whole album's great.
Yeah, I was like, Consider the Raven is my favorite on that album, but Blood and Wine is
too.
fire.
Yeah.
Sick song.
Hell yeah.
He was actually the drummer, I believe, for Thrice, and then he
Oh, nice.
got his own solo career. And
No shit.
yeah, very cool.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did enjoy it.
Fuck yeah.
Now I gotta listen. I'm gonna probably listen on my way home.
Dude, I like you. You can probably tell the last few I've done. This is like my pocket. It's like that folky, kind of not simple, but like
but just like
depressing
back
songs.
to the roots, kind of.
Yeah,
You know, like
bluegrassy, depressing,
expressive, and you know, very musical, and like
Yeah.
good singing behind it, but storytelling as well. So.
storytelling and emotion.
Yeah.
I love that shit. It gets me like amped.
I gotta recommend somebody for you.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that dude? I think his name's Jesse Wells on TikTok.
Yeah.
He's like looks like a modern Jim Morrison, and like, dude, he just writes these like super earnest, like topical songs.
Oh,
like,
I know.
in, like,
Yes,
that folksy
yes.
way of what's going on now. Dude, he's literally brilliant. Like
Hell yeah.
almost like captures the same vibe as like when Oliver Anthony had that moment with Richmond, north of Richmond. Just like, this guy's not the best singer, he's not the best guitar player, but he like just had that like antenna from God, like him literally, because he used his platform to become like a preacher basically.
Okay.
But like people say like a song just comes to them, or comedians say like a great joke just comes to them, like that antenna from God moment. And I think
That's
Jesse
funny,
Wells has that.
Because that happened to me before I took a nap earlier today, and I've been trying to think all day when I sat in my head before I fell asleep. I was like, that's good. I even thought to myself, like, should I write that down?
I write shit down now.
Dude,
Yeah.
I fucking did it. And I'm
Damn.
like, damn, what
Just
was
escaped
it?
you.
I'm waiting for it to come back to me. It was good. Some kid, I think it was like a parody song or something. I'm trying to remember.
That's funny. I hope it comes back.
I do too. We'll see next week if it's back or not. Dude, roll right into Nostalgia Showcase.
Yeah, let's do it.
Heelys.
Damn.
Fucking Heelys. We've been on a fucking video game train lately.
That's true.
Dude, I remember getting my first pair of Heelys. I remember everyone had the skinny ones, and I got the fat ones, and I was like, kind of upset about it because I was like struggling around how to do it. Everyone was trying to tell me, oh, the small wheels are easier, and I was just like fed into that. I was getting all butthurt as a kid. And I just remember that first coast that you got in your heels on. I'm like, whoa, dude, it's just, that shit was so much fun. That was peak fucking public school. Was everyone just dipping around Heelys?
Heelys were so nice. Dude, like, I was nasty.
They still sell them.
I would honestly rock a pair.
But one fucking pebble
Excuse me.
will kill you.
Oh, yeah, you're...
One pebble will fucking kill you.
Dude, I have no balance. I never could get a Heelys. I got a pair, and I tried to learn. I just never learned how to do it.
It was so, like, intuitive for me. I don't know why. Like, I just was like...
Dude, it wasn't that intuitive to me, but once I got it, I got it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I remember cutting corners in the hallway mad quick.
I was always so jealous.
You could just like run on your tiptoes and like fucking hit that speed, bro. Holy shit.
I remember like my school like made all the parents like, if your kid has Heelys, do not send them to school with the wheels. My mom would take them, and I had another fucking set of wheels that she didn't know about. So she had my wheels, bro, and I had my fucking wheels too.
I never would put the plugs in and always had that like kind of weird feel when you're walking.
Yeah,
like the whole
that shit literally made us all like fucking walk on our tippy toes.
Definitely cut at least like 2 inches high off all
The show's so fun.
Dude, they're still around, like reputable, which is crazy.
I was always so jealous of everyone just being able to zip around.
We're gonna get you on some Heelys, bro.
Dude, what? If we get like 5 new subscribers from this video, I'll learn how to do Heelys. I'll buy some Heelys as a 30-year-old man.
Dude, we'll bring you to a nice spot service.
Just fuck it.
No, what's even cooler than the Heelys though is the fucking hoverboards, dude. I remember the first time jumping on one of those. I was working on a job site. My foreman was like, "Yeah, my kid has one. I'll bring it in." He brought it in. He was just like dipping around the job site. It was all nice, new, and paved. And I got on that thing, dude. I bought one that like next couple months for my birthday.
Yours never exploded?
No, I still have mine.
Fuck yeah.
I never ripped one.
Really?
I always wanted to. Dude, I want to rip
It's
one of
all
those
through
one
pressures.
wheels.
I'll have to bring it next time, dude. But it's through pressures. So like, you just lean forward and you just start going, zzz, and if like you pressure differently, you start going like perfect circles and shit.
Is it intuitive or is it like a wearing care?
I'd say it's more intuitive than the fucking Heelys.
Is it more intuitive than like a ripstick?
Yes.
Okay.
You just stand. And it's
even-
like a mind-mental connection to like where you put pressure.
Yeah.
You just suck about.
I started to get it.
Yeah.
But I never dove too big in the hoverboard.
I feel like you have like a mental like gap between like just like you got this to like you just are expecting doom when you step on that thing.
I feel
if you
like-
remove the expecting doom and just do it, you'd be like, I'm good.
I feel like I got a pretty good grip and control of my body.
Yeah.
But like once it makes it extension,
But
I can
also-
drive pretty well.
I've seen you get
Some
I've
say
seen you get overly confident. Dude, I remember when you would someone crash into the woods on a mini dirt bike.
I hit a rock, bro.
Dude, your mom came running so fast. She was like, Sean! I'm like, dude, I was like, he's got it. He's got it. Also, I just hear the thing revving super high. Beeline into the woods, dude. I'm like,
I hit a little to the grass patch of tall grass, and of course it was like a rock behind it. And once I hit the rock, I whiskey throttled it.
Oh, man.
And then fucking, I like flew into a tree backwards. The bike whipped over my head, and like that was
we're
pretty
like
violent.
19 or early 20s.
Right.
This isn't like children.
I
Like,
couldn't legally
oversized
drink.
bike.
Who had a pit bike?
It was our cousin.
It was like a small one.
Yeah.
Like, I
It's
didn't
still
fit
fun
on
as
it.
fuck
I was
to
like-
rip around on.
I was doing little wheelies on it, dude. Fucking out. But not only that, it makes me think of this too. It's made me laugh. One time that we like all went snowboarding, dude. Sean just dove and took the biggest ticket ever after all day being fine.
Yeah.
But like he was just out for the count. I remember him being like, "I'm done," and I was like, "Oh damn!" I was having fun, so I was like, "You done?" I'm done.
Snowboarding when you're not conditioned is literally hell. Like if you're like, so I'm so casual with like winter sports in general. So like I've accepted, like I think snowboarding is way cooler. Like growing up, I would only snowboard. I hated skiing when we went on like trips as a family and stuff. But now, like if we were gonna hit a mountain, I would just ski now. It's so
suck at
much
skiing.
more chill. Like there's so much less
suck
chance
at it,
of you
dude.
like eating shit.
Giving power to each individual leg for its own thing, it just doesn't work for me. I need to be on a board. Like,
Yeah, I feel that.
Dude, I had a yard sale, like, my first time going skiing, crashing into some, like, lady. I was like a kid, dude. We're both just on the ground. Things are spread out everywhere. I'm like, I'm sorry. She just, like, not even talking to me, just, like, unresponsive.
You
just
killed
like,
her.
like, definitely during one of my heftier eras, like 11 or 12, too. Dude, just bombing down this
pussy boy.
Yeah, he's
Bully
like,
ball. Come on.
pizza! And I'm like, freaking french fries, me! Right in his leg. Easily, like, I don't even know what you're clocking at those speeds. But, like, I was
Just
humming.
smacked her.
I was humming, bro.
You probably broke her hip.
Dude, I don't even know what happened to that lady. I'm so sorry.
Turns out you actually scarred this moment. There's a whole issue and your parents didn't even get you involved. They were just
You better make sure the statute of limitations are up for that.
Definitely limped
Right.
away, dude. Oh my god. And I just went right back in the bunny hill.
Did I tell the story before of like my high school trip with my friends? We all tried to go skiing. We went to like Stone, New Hampshire or whatever, which is like this really big, fancy fucking place. And yeah, I went up there once. I was trying to snowboard, and I hadn't done it in years.
Yeah.
Dude, I smacked my head. It was super icy, and I just did one run down and just was wiping out and eating shit. And these kids are all like casual, like badass at skiing and snowboarding, just like shh. Come on, Sean.
My daddy has money.
They're ripping like the double black diamond.
No, yeah,
You're just
no
like, yeah,
problem.
no shot. I'll just chill down here.
Yeah, literally, they found me at the bottom. I'm like covered in snow. My beard's frozen. I'm like, I'm gonna go back to the lodge. Thank you for inviting me, but yeah, I'm not doing that.
Bro, my last time snowboarding, and our cousin and my sister love hearing the story because I fucking fell off the mountain, dude. We did like a black diamond at the end of the day. I was killing it that day. I was feeling myself. Dude, it still was mid-ride, and they yelled ahead of me, and I'm coming around this turn, and they're like, slow down, Martin. So what I did is I did like a front brake. Well, I leaned towards the mountain brake, and so I guess more like a back brake. But it whipped me off the mountain, and 2 trees like caught my board, so I was just like hanging upside down, like a good like fucking 50 feet down, and they're like, they had to go get like they can throw it down, like help drag me out and shit.
That happened to my dad on a tubing trip, dude. Literally,
Really?
ski patrol had to like pull him out with a
Yeah,
snow.
I had ski patrol come,
dude.
dude. We get high up, like we just started the black diamond too. So I had to wait there a while. And I, to this day, I'm like, if I just didn't fucking listen to anybody about slowing down, I would have cut that thing perfectly and been zooming.
Yeah.
They fucked you up?
They did. They got in my head and were like, slow down. And I immediately, when I heard that, went to brake, and I fucking...
Dude, I went tubing with like my family at Loon Mountain, and
Hell
they had
yeah.
a sick. I don't know if they still do, but they had a sick like course with like it had actual like bank turns and
Okay,
stuff. It was
yeah,
almost
yeah,
like a bobsledding track, and it was like iced over one day. And like me and my dad like were like going so hard at it. Like a lot of people just like sit on the tube, so like with all their weight on it. Me and my dad were like just putting our knees on it and leaning back, so like there's like that much of the tube
you're, like,
on
up.
the dude.
Yeah.
Like, we were fucking pissing down the mountain, like taking people out. And my dad just like there's like a huge bank turn and it's like wicked steep and it goes down this way, and my dad went fucking straight off it.
God.
And luckily ski patrol is like right there. They literally had to rescue him, dude. They like pulled him out of a fucking gorge. It was insane.
Oh,
It was like PK, dude. What are you
PK.
doing?
Oh my god, that's
Hate to
hilarious.
say it, but I've been there.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. Everyone's had a nasty spell like doing winter sports.
Luckily, your story of skiing and all that has given. I remember my nostalgia for the showcase for the week.
Oh, yeah.
On that ski trip where I ate shit, we went back to like the lodge. Right, we're sitting in the hot tub, and we snuck in around the parents. We had a magical fly box. Do you remember those old vapors? That was just a wooden box
Yes,
with like a
lunchbox
plastic.
things?
Yeah,
Kinda.
it just had a straw and like a little thing that you could push a AA battery into.
Yes.
And that would heat up and vaporize your weed.
Yes.
And it was just a
Oh,
little
yeah.
wooden box you had to. And we just got toasted in the hot tub
yeah.
until like 4 a.m. Ah, yeah,
That's
good
that was a
times.
good time. Like after being in so much pain,
Yeah.
and then just like getting to just really sit back and
Oh, I love it.
Weed like
Yeah.
hits different when like you're in the cold in a hot tub.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just feel alive, dude.
Who's got a hot tub right now?
Dude, I
My parents do.
we're going.
Yeah,
It's like, dude, you fucking went in my parents' hot tub one time, and like everyone was like leaving, and you were still in it, and you like just closed the cover on me. I want to see how long I can sit in it for. I'm like, what the fuck is this kid doing?
Wake up and you're dead.
I mean, Katie did it. And John and you wanted too.
Yeah,
We were all in it at one point. I think we had the hookah going like right outside the hot
Yes.
tub. Dude, that
I'm
hookah
old,
in the
dude.
hot tub was so OG.
My youth, in my early 20s, I was always, and maybe this was like one of my character defects, was always trying to keep the party going or do something.
that was a vibe.
Do something more extreme. Right? I used to have that issue with my friend group all the time. So everyone would be like, it'd be like a Friday night, we all worked our asses off all week. We're all just sitting there casually having some beers or something.
You
And,
take it to that next level.
but everybody's talking about it, like, oh, we're talking about a time that we did do something, talking about what we should do. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing right now, motherfucker?
That's a
Let's
gift.
go.
That's not a defect.
You're that guy like tonight needs to be legendary too.
But it always led to nothing.
But
I'm
with
like,
that
let's go
gift
hit the
comes the
casino,
curse.
let's go hit the strip club, let's go do something. Like, we all got money, we're all in
Yeah.
our 20s, we're all just sitting here, you know, it's a tough week. I'm like, what are we, fucking 50, bro? I'm like, let's go. That's died out a lot now that I'm at the
Yeah,
back
that
of my
probably,
20s. But I still get that. Like that night we had a couple weekends ago, and I was like, I'm just having that fiery urge to do something, though.
The youth is burning.
Yeah, I always have it. It'll always be ignited to me.
I'm gonna give my nostalgia showcase to like Razor scooters because you said Heelys, and like I don't get to like this was like okay, so like there was always like skate videos like and then skate videos on the internet, but like scooter videos and like people like trying at scootering, I feel like is comes in after the Razor scooter era. But I skated when I was a kid and like did BMX, and I like remember like I don't know if other people were doing it. They might have been, but like in my world, I didn't see people like throwing tricks on Razor scooters. So like I would learn like 180s and tail whips and shit. I had like a little rail in my driveway, and like I remember like I would do like a fakie grind and throw like a bar spin out. That was like my best trick. I was
people
nice.
There's like a beef wars between like scooter and skating and BMXing. They hate when they show up to like certain fucking like skate parks.
I still think like scootering is lame, even though it's sick. Like,
I follow one dude. I think he's like Australian or something. He's nasty.
Is that dude like Juicy Carter or whatever?
I don't even know his name. I have to look it up. He does these crazy flips. He's always ripping out of park.
I love that shit.
He's always like yelling at people, like parents who have like their young kids.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, for me to be like impressed by scootering, like you have to be nasty because I was like I like sucked at skating, like I could barely ollie. I was like okay at BMX, but I could never throw bars on BMX for some reason. I was always like so scared to let go. Like
I used to
bars.
BMX. Yeah,
I was nice like at just hitting jumps. Like hitting jumps, like I would not be afraid.
I used to go to my like local skate park all the time, and I just was ass on the skateboard. I got longboard down a crazy hill. I can't get a board off the fucking ground for shit.
Longboarding.
But for some reason, BMX, dude, I used to have a nice fucking I can't remember the name. It was like something full or something or fuel.
Your local park was like it's like the blue ramps. It's like metal, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good park.
Yeah, it is.
That's good for skating and BMX.
Yeah,
like,
I used to hit the half pipe all the time.
Was that by the middle school?
It's right behind the high school.
It's near like baseball fields, right?
Yeah.
That's a good. My local, like, I have a skate park like a quarter mile from me. So when I moved there, I was like, "Fuck it!" Like, I need to be more active. I'm gonna get back into skating, and like the transition, like, is like it's like prefabbed concrete ramps, but it's an asphalt fucking skate park. So it's like as soon as you come off the ramp, there's like a gap like this big that you get a wheel bite on and die.
Yeah.
And it's also as soon as you get on the fucking asphalt, like you just lose all your momentum. So it's like. You can only really bike that part.
The town I'm living in now has a sick ass skate park.
Really?
Yeah, we used to ride our bikes from my town over there because they had a cool one.
Oh, that's dope.
I've never gotten to see a skate park that has like the dome that goes in. Always
like a half, like a capsule dome, like
yeah, like literally in the ground.
Skater's Edge has one. There's a video of me like I'm thinking I'm hitting it, and I'm literally not even like I'm thinking I'm like upside down, and it's gonna look so sick.
Bro.
And like Aaron's taking the video because like me and Aaron in the pandemic like had that skating phase where like we both bought like new decks and like we'd go to Skater's Edge and like your local.
Yeah.
And I think I'm fucking ripping that bowl, and I literally like maybe go up like a quarter of the way, and it's so slow, and like in my head I'm like, this is so fucking sick. Like,
what gets me with shit like that, dude, is these like 6 to 8 year old kids who
they're just
ripping.
insane,
insane.
Yeah.
Because they're fearless and they're rubber, so they fall and just like
they're rubber. They literally are.
We saw like
The
Nigel
Luigi
Houston
effect,
when he was a kid, like just that like Nigel was like that fearless kid. He had those long ass dreads, like just ripping like X Games and shit, like just doing shit that like somebody who like has a day job would be like, yeah, I'm not fucking
I
doing
literally
that.
could watch skating videos for hours.
It's so sick.
I'm hitting like crazy staircases and just trying like 1,000 times. Oh my god, they just get ripped up. They know how to roll into that shit.
not true. Again, it's one of those things I never had, but I've always appreciated.
No, me
It's
too.
fucking
I have
sick.
a couple sick videos of my boys back in there. I'm not even friends with them anymore, but they were nasty. I had like a sick slow-mo video of this kid just doing like a double tray flip, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was nasty though. They both were just like, I had it on video and didn't even know what I just captured, and they both were just like freaking the fuck out after. And they're like, yo, you got that? And I'm like, yeah, I got it in slow-mo. It was like old school Snapchat. Like,
That's hilarious.
yeah, I still have it.
Skate life, you know?
Skate or die, pussy.
Dude, board life. I'm all for the longboard.
Yeah, I have a cruiser now.
Yeah, I got a Santa Cruz. I've had it for years, dude. I've hit the craziest hills on that shit. I took a digger so hard one time, I was fucking limping, chunks of skin out of my arm, and I was just like...
This kid also had a...
I had a fucking horrible one, dude.
I
remember
was
that?
screaming. I vaguely do, I think, actually. You're all ripped up.
I was fucked up.
Dude, fucking
It was like all down. It was like back,
I do.
shoulder.
Holy shit.
I literally was bombing the shit out of a hill. I think you were hitting a hill too, and you fucked up on yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
I had a minivan, so my hill coast like literally is fucking like down and a sharp turn, and this minivan, this like fucked up lady just came around the corner, so I had to like fucking move, and then I got speed wobbles, and I was like, probably way too early committed to the fall. I was like, I guess I'm done. And
He gave up instantly.
Through my shoulder and my right arm. I slid probably like literally 100 feet on pavement into a huge boulder and sat there and was like, and I felt like a Dragon Ball Z character that just got fucking hit bad hard.
That's some anime shit. We're like,
and I could bottle up the feeling I had when I got up, was slipping. It was just like, I felt so alive. It felt like good to feel that pain. And like, nothing seriously broken, obviously, but like,
the same thing, dude. Like this, literally. Like, I was bombing it. I was with my boy Vandy. We were both working at Market Basket. He's like, "Yo, you want to hit a hill bomb?" And it's a hill that we hit like 100 times. It wasn't like I've done it like chill. Like it's like no. It
had gone fine before.
This one's not chill.
So we're like, let's. I mean, it's kind of a crazy hill, but like I'm just so used to it. It's like literally like not even a mile from my house. So we just push up there real quick and like bomb it, and then we were gonna go to work. So I'm like, I think he's in his like Market Basket uniform. I was just in like a t-shirt and shorts, and we're just fucking pissing. And I'm like leaning forward, my arms behind my back, like just trying to like just push it so hard. I hit speed wobbles, dude. Same thing. I slid mad far. I got up. I felt like I was king of the world, dude. I had I was covered in blood. Yeah. I fucking rode home, and then like as soon as I got home, I was like, ah! Dude, I had to go to the hospital. They're like picking rocks and shit out of me.
I just sent it. I remember I came home. I was living at my dad's at the time, and like he randomly walked in. He's like, "What the fuck happened?" I was in the bathroom in the middle of cleaning it. And he was like, "Let me help you." Like he was like picking shit out and like fucking just dumping alcohol. He's old school, and he just like, I'm just like like it's very like
biting the belt. Like
they literally at the hospital were like, "There's no fucking way you were on a skateboard." They're like, "You were on a motorcycle or a dirt bike," and I was like, "I swear to God, I wasn't." I had a video of it.
I
showed the doctor.
I was such a.
I know it was on like a texting phone, like a rumor or some shit, like fucking 180p.
Right.
I was like, you just see me like. Grump.
Big longboard back in the day. I remember bombing this hill, and this dude comes rolling up in a car. He's like, "I'm going about 40 right now." I was like, 40? He's like, "I thought you should know, dude. I appreciate what you're like just driving, and I'm literally just cruising. I ride Goofy, so I'm like looking behind me. He's right there.
I'm Goofy too.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like 40, and it like got in my head a little bit. I had that kind of like cold sweat. I was like, focus up, man. Yeah. And he's just chilling, talking to me. And when you longboard, like you want to kind of like break the ice, and do it like almost like surfing. Yeah, and I couldn't surf because he's right there, so I'm just
picking like speed.
45 now. I'm like, no,
get away from me, dude.
Yeah. It's like holy.
That feels
shit.
like 100.
Dude, yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, I would be.
Even like 50 on a motorcycle feels like you're going like so much faster. I mean, maybe for me because I'm still green riding. Like I only went out like a couple times last year. I'm hoping to get my license this winter.
I was a big helmet guy, but I never had like elbow or knee pads. And there's many times I didn't do it. Just that hill I'm talking about, I crashed on. I've literally only hit it 3 times, and the 3rd time's when I crashed.
Ended your career.
Maybe 3 or 4. No, but so we used to hit this all the time back in high school on our bikes. It's crazy. Right. It's so fast and it's sick. It's literally called the Big Hill. But I remember this weird kid, JJ. Shout out JJ, you're the man. I hope you're doing good in life. He was always like kind of like an outcast kid in his grade, but like randomly like found our way to our group smoking weed and shit. And like people like even within the intermingles of the group would be like, JJ's so fucking weird. And like, yeah, he is weird. Whatever, it's JJ. And tall, lengthy kid, and weird ass laugh and very like ill timing with like everyone already done laughing at it. You're like, you're like, the fuck, JJ? Like, what you said?
Alrighty.
What did he say? Whatever. But one day he was sitting there and I was just a little cocky fuck and we're smoking. He's like, I hit the Big Hill on my longboard all the time. I'm like, no, you fucking don't. I'm like, I hit that on my big all the time. And like, it was notorious in my town. Like, there was so many kids who hit it and got all fucked up from it because they couldn't make it. He's like, dude, every night I go there. And I'm like, you fucking weird. You probably do, don't you? And he's like, I do. He's like, you know how I'll prove it to you? Or go tomorrow after school. And I was like, let's fucking do it, baby. I'm like, in my head at that time, I was like, if he can do it, I can do it. And I did it. And it was the most beautiful. He's like, he prepped me all, and he was like, dude, had the earbuds in. He was like, pick your favorite song and just go. Don't think.
I love that.
And I was like, all right. And he did, and he went, and I like fucking literally put on a Sublime song and just went. And I was like, dude, ripped it.
Dude, it's like you were in a movie.
Yeah,
that was a main character.
So maybe it was like 3 or 4 times. I think we ripped it twice that day. And then I didn't do it for that long, and randomly, like, in my adult years, I was like, I gotta prove this to myself. That's when I crashed, so I fucking hit it once that day, perfectly, got confident, cocky, and went for a second time. That's when the minivan thing happened. Yeah. But, Yeah, crazy. I love longboarding. It is scary though if you hit the wrong fucking. Dude, I literally have screenshots from my GPS of streets where I'm like, this would be nasty to ride. I'd never go to them, but
you have them just in
I
case.
have a few like throughout the state that are like nasty. Even one from New Hampshire when I was driving up there one time. I was like, this would be nuts. But like, you wouldn't need signal guys. You need like someone to be like down low. But, like,
I used to have a GPS speedometer on my like first like smartphone I had. And I was like trying to hit the same hill and see how fast I could go, and I like didn't screenshot it, but I hit like 26.
No
and like,
shit.
dude, that feels like you're going so much faster.
I can't
It's fucking
imagine.
sick.
I remember back in school too, dude, because I literally used to longboard like, all the time. Just like longboard around uptown. I ditched the bike at one point, just started longboarding all the time. But dude, a big group of people were like, we're gonna go hit this like crazy hill. I think it was like in Plainville or something. I forget exactly. I'm like, all right, bet, dude. I've been hitting hills. Like, I'll go do it. And we had a couple people show up that like don't really longboard. They were like, oh yeah, bro, I have a longboard. You know, just typical stoner.
Yeah,
like, dude, like I don't know.
They
But
just have a board.
So we all, like 8 of us, all lined up. We all go, one of these kids is like fucking 300-something pounds on a tiny board. Tell me why this kid did not move a muscle the whole time and made the full send. Dude, probably like max speed. He just didn't move. Fucking wish I could shout him out. I love
Just
this
ate
kid.
I just love
Dude,
this giant dude just straight up like
you know,
this.
skinny legs, very round top, and just sat there with his arms in his pocket. Just you, dude, and you know, because like we're all go at the same time, you just way ahead of everybody. Dude,
Jimmy's gonna die.
dude, the reason I bring this story up because I'm fucking going, and this kid that like we weren't too fond of at the time, but like whatever, he hung out with us. He's going, and he's like, he just looks at me. I can't help but laugh because like it almost happened in slow mo. When it's happening, he just looks at me. He's like kind of like that watery eyed, like it's happening.
I don't want to do this.
It's happening. And we're at like a point, and I just see him dip off and like just like car accident worthy of accident, like just flopping on the pavement. And I'm just like, boom, like in real time. In like my time, I was like, he's just like, and I'm like,
And then you see him just crumple.
That's so funny.
and I'm like, ah, dude, that kid falls, and then I'm like ahead. I'm like, I'm whipping and cruising, doing fine. My other buddy who fucking sent down like a mini board with like it was a mini skateboard with long
Like
board
you
wheels
got
on
at
it.
you like got like playing games and shit. Like,
No,
one of those
like,
like
you
a
don't.
penny board?
Yeah, like you do not want to go down. Well, this kid's doing it, and he's nasty at first, and he's like got it, and then like we just hit this one part. Like that kid just ditched it, and then this kid rolls up to me right after me and him both look at each other like, "Yo, what just happened to him?" And then he all of a sudden, in the midst of us being like, "Oh, what happened to him, dude?" He has to ditch it. I'm dead. I'm remembering it too good right now. He ditches his mini board and starts like running. Dude, but he like treks off into the side where it's like woods, and he just demolished. Oh my god,
like
so
Sonic
good.
running down
Something
the hill.
about people getting hurt. I'm sorry. It's
It
so
is really
funny.
funny.
No, but just, yeah, he just like started running with it, but going way too fast. Long story short, we finally get to the bottom of the hill. And the people who crashed real bad walked down, so it took a while.
Yeah.
And like I remember the kid who first crashed, he was just like, "Oh, I'm fucking home, just bleeding, bruised, so fucking mad." He was like, "I'm fucking done." The other kid who wiped out was my boy at the time. Like he was like down to chill and smoke. His knees were like all bloody, and he was like, "That was crazy." I don't know why.
Need to smoke after
I don't know
that.
why I thought I could do that. I was like, I don't know either.
That's
I'm
funny.
sorry, I just ranted. But
Have you guys ever like tried at boogie boarding?
yes,
Like,
I hurt my
gone
toe
way
wicked
too
bad
hard.
one year. I thought I broke my big toe.
The last time I
Hurt all
ripped it
summer.
was fucking at Dad's beach house in Westerly.
yeah.
And like I think you might have been in the water with me too
I
at some
remember this,
point.
I think.
But it was the last time we went. But like, dude, I had like the session of my fucking life. Like, I've always felt like if I tried at it and like, because we don't really get like a lot of like good surfable waves or whatever. Like, my toxic trait is just I know I could surf. Like, I really want to do like a lesson or something. Just like because I don't have a surfboard, I don't really know exactly what to do. So like, I would need like a coach. But I actually think I could get up. So when I go boogie boarding, I literally like try to get up on my knees. Like that's like my ultimate goal.
right,
Like, dude, I was fucking kneed like so hard, like literally like almost hitting like barrels in Westerly. Like, and then like a lot of time, like, dude, my stomach will think I went through a fucking like meat grinder. It was tore up from like the roughness of like the foam boogie board. But like, dude, Dan's like beach house is stocked with like the sick like fat boogie boards that like are good for adults. I literally went retardedly hard.
Oh,
Like,
those
it
are
was
such
so
good
fun.
days, though.
Dude, it was the best.
I couldn't
I was doing just like
Yeah,
like that, and I was on a blast.
We were throwing them on like the shoreline at this beach years ago, and like running and jumping on them, like dipping in towards the water a little bit, get a little footwork going. And these buddies of mine in high school were twins. They were like nasty at it. They were like, "Come on, you got this, dude." And I ran, did it. My big toe just went and like bent back right in my first try. Felt like my big toe was broken like all summer. Like, you know that like ligament like right on your big toe. It's so rad. I was like, I never did it again. But I used to like body surf, like go catch those waves and just
like I said before, like my body, I'm good body surfing. Every time I'd be dipping, like I'd be getting to the shoreline.
I'm like a beach.
You look like a guy that's good at body surfing.
Yeah, my Aquaman.
It's like
It was like David Hasselhoff and fucking SpongeBob.
Yeah, you're just like completely like planked out.
He kept that from the movie I found out recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he has a statue of himself?
It's like huge. It's like 20-foot statue of him.
Kind of sick.
But, dude, I miss beach days. I miss warm weather.
Yeah, we'll hit a beach trip soon. I'm gonna buy a sick boogie board, like almost like an adult boogie board.
I just hate sharks. That's what gets me.
Yeah.
If it's my time, it's my time.
No,
I have a healthy skepticism of the ocean now. Like back in the day, I was the kid that would go way over my head. Now I'm like, I stay at waist length. I just need to get in the water a little bit.
I've had some of the worst anxiety attacks going boating with you and your dad and your family, and falling off the floaty and being left there, and then they do like figure eights just to fuck with you. And you can't even see your feet, and you're just like,
yeah. And like nowadays, like sharks are popping up around Boston and Mass all the time. Like we would be boating on those waters.
Tubing was like your dad's way of like getting back at us for being like asshole teenagers. To be like, yeah, you guys want to fucking stay up till 3 in the morning and sneak my beers.
I remember one time, me and Matt were on, and it was like big enough for both riding it, and like we're kicking each other off, right? Pause. It was a big ass tube, right? But I'm like Big Mabel, yeah. I'm like dragging on like this. I'm half in the water, so he's like up, and eventually I let go, and me letting go, or maybe getting back on, he fucking pushes him down, and he fucking launched in the air. Like, I remember his buddies were telling me like it was crazy.
I feel like I've already been there.
And yeah, my dad was reckless with
Dude, watching people wipe out tubing is the
hilarious.
Dude, what
That's
is
another one
about,
like
when you're moving fast and someone's getting fucked up, it just seems like slow mo. Because I can think of some slow mo times where you're just like, you almost like saw the person's reflection off the water, and they're like, dude, they're just skimming like a stone, dude. That shit hurts.
Dude, when he would do the turns and like
If
you go outside the weight
and then come back
skid
over it.
Oh. Something so hilarious about seeing someone skid across a solid surface
insane.
like that. Like,
it just shows you how
you with water,
it humbles
like the buoyancy doesn't like absorb you yet, so you're just literally like a skipping stone. Like basically hard surface.
Good
it's
times.
so humbling.
Humbling is for sure with it.
We should literally just be like trying to remove every shark out of the ocean.
Nah, I like
You
it.
can't just fuck with the ecosystem like that.
I'm kidding.
I'm pretty sure that time we were ripping Westerly, like there was literally seals in the ocean. Like, the day before.
I see seals all the time.
Yeah.
Well, it freaks me out.
I see seals all the time.
Yo, I have a video on my phone. We were sorry to cut you off. I just saw this. We were at the beach one time. Like we were fucking ignorant, bro. Like we literally were at like the beach. We had like our canopy set up. We had a pro set up. Like we were in it for the long haul, and we were drinking like. Sean was drinking like straight liquor. Like we brought liquor to the beach. Like, this was gonna be a disaster.
Fuck dehydrated.
You know Scussett Beach, like how they have that long ass jetty. So like we're like drunk idiots. Like, oh, let's go out to the jetty. And Sean's like, I have to piss. There's no one else out there. Sean's allegedly hanging a piss off the video, and I allegedly am taking a video of it.
Yeah.
He's pissing into the ocean, and then a seal swims up, and then like we walk like 20 feet back. And then, like, because we were like, oh, if there's a good spot, like, because the tides can fuck it up. Like, if there's a good spot, we'll all jump in and swim back. Dude, Sean's basically in the fucking Cape Cod Canal and jumps off. After 3 seconds after we saw a seal. And fucking is swimming back. We're all watching on the rocks, like, what the fuck are you
You are an
doing?
animal sometimes.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm respectful of the ocean. I'll go past that. Kids in the hospital.
I got no bad karma.
Yeah, I didn't connect those dots.
It was fine. I would have jumped in and saved you.
I can almost guarantee you a shark saw you.
Yeah, it was like...
that's how scary it is. Because, like, I've always had a healthy skepticism in the ocean, but, like, more, obviously, as you get older, kind of like that whole roller coaster thing, you're like, Jesus. But, like, dude, even just, like, knee to waist high, like, shark can fucking whip up.
You're more likely to get bit by a shark, like, in waist-high water than you are in open water.
My dad was a big ocean dude and, like, a survivor guy. He used to always make us swim wicked deep out. It's like, come out deep and, like, you know.
Just do it.
Yeah, you have to. Like, Jesus, all the stories I hear, like father-son shark attack, they easily could have been honest.
Yeah, all those stories of father-son doing shark attacks.
Dude, there's a lot more than you think, I promise.
We're gonna look it up.
I want to go shark diving.
Dude, no.
That'd be
bullshit.
crazy. The cage?
Not even the cage. There's places in Florida that just they find, like, there's certain breeds of sharks who just, like, want nothing to do with humans, so they don't really get bites.
Dude, that video
Because
that
they get
chick,
one bite and they're getting shut down.
The video of the chick who just, like, swimming away from a shark, and she turns around and faces it, like, puts his hand on its nose, and just turns away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, you just have to show,
They're
like,
just chill.
I'm fucking.
yeah, like, I'll fuck you up.
I got
too.
that dog in
You
you.
ever see that Egyptian guy that got eaten by the tiger shark?
Crazy.
Yeah,
That was
dude.
fucking insane.
And he's literally like calling for his dad. The fuck, bro?
Father's like,
No, how about that kid who jumped off the fucking cruise?
Yeah,
and
that was
everyone
sad, man.
That
shit
was sad.
so
But like, there's so many weird videos of it where like it looks like a shark just comes up and scoops up.
Yeah.
So
that
people are
was
going
a
back and forth.
big
Like, oh,
theory.
you can see the shark. My thing is, even if you couldn't see the shark, and like you have any, like, dude, he died of sharks. Like, even the locals were like, this is their feeding hour.
Yeah.
You
Late at
splash.
night. Yeah. Most likely.
Like, that's
what
a
happened.
suicide.
At the very least, too, like, the speed the boat's going, like, it'd be so hard to find them after. Like, yeah,
But like,
it's
he
so
kind of
fucked
like
up.
turns and looks at something, looks like he tries to get away. Like, I remember that video, like watching it.
That shit was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, fucking.
But,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I
mean,
hate it.
this whole pod's almost been the length of the Space Odyssey.
Yeah, for real.
We were
Crazy.
like,
Well, we had
2024
intermission.
Space
Yeah.
podcast.
No, it's glad to be back though,
Yeah,
dude.
no.
Fucking, we're still rolling with the punches. You know, every week something different. I don't know, man.
we got some good shit coming up, too. We're going to have a Christmas kind of themed episode coming up
Hell
for the
yeah.
holidays.
It is. We're
I think-
cruising.
yeah.
2 weeks away.
Hell yeah.
Oh man.
And I'm excited to keep pumping out some good shit.
And
Yes, sir.
officially be, you know, into 2025 and see what elevates us then. I don't know. What will this evolve to?
Vlogs.
Yes.
Elevated. Not even like a consistent vlog, but like we should like get into some like adventures and
Paranormal chasing, UFO chasing, fucking drone chasing, fucking movie
flying.
theater reviews. We're just gonna go fucking see how long we can stand in the lobby and fuck around until we're kicked out.
Yeah, yeah. Just stand in the lobby with a bucket of popcorn. Like, I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
How long will they believe it?
And just dump popcorn everywhere.
Nah.
Just sit there and keep
I was the guy who
throwing
used to clean
popcorn
that
to
shit
each
up.
other and keep taking a step back every time we get it. That'd be funny.
Catch it.
Like, they've been here for hours. I'm not saying.
It's talent.
No, I don't know.
But yeah, no, thank you for anyone who made it this far into this long ass episode. But yeah, this has been Elevated Times, and we'll be seeing you next time.